All right, gentlemen, let's dive into session 23 of Trouble in Theondir. Our previous session began just as our group of adventurers had teleported through a long sealed sarcophagus and into the pinnacle of a mysterious tower boasting a beautiful panoramic view of the city of Theondir. As the group began to head out of this room, their progress was halted by a mage named Merek and his use of the Hold Person spell. Merek was immediately taken aback by the breastplate donned by Groggle, as well as the ring carried by Bolin, and as such, immediately escorted the group to the Synchari High Mage, Ildrox the Unwavering. In the meeting with Ildrox, the group discovered that Ildrox had long been following them with interest, a curious bunch that fate had brought together in mysterious fashion, evidence of which continues to manifest itself. The ring, perichoresis, borne by Bolin, Lathander's amulet, borne by Caravan, the breastplate of the Lady of the Dead, donned by Groggle. Having won Ildrox's trust, the group received a new mission to retrieve the Vambraces of Silus and Aldaen that have disappeared to two separate islands with the other two mages of the original Great Triumvirate established by Bahamut. Ildrox, however, would remain behind to defend the Synchari Academy and the Orb of Syncharis. Mere minutes after receiving instructions to meet their contact person, Phineas Neaphus, there came a sudden burst of light and a horrible breach of the protective energy field of the Orb of Syncharis as a terrifying Dracolich slammed down on the bridge-like extension of the tower. With fortune on their side, the adventurers were able to transcend their fear and thus flee the tower, leaving Ildrox alone to face down the undead creature. As countless other Synchari flocked to the aid of Ildrox, the group would escape as quickly as it could from the grounds of the Synchari Academy. Making their way across the raging Deh-Lehndah River, the group quickly arrived at the wall behind the temple to Bahamut. Here, they were engaged by a single soldier, who the group mercilessly attacked, and who thereafter abruptly changed form to a tiny, gnome-like figure, Phineas Neaphus.
That's right.
After a brief discussion, Phineas was able to escort the group through a secret tunnel in the wall that came up in the center of a massive outcropping of rocks, a good 30-minute walk out of the city. Here, he had mounts ready for the group to ride out on, with Phineas in the lead, once again donning his soldier illusion. The rigorous ride of 3 hours eventually brought the group to a ridge, sheltered by trees overlooking a river below. Here the group would find a cool place in the shade to lie down for a much-needed rest. After a bit more than an hour had passed, Phineas rose to begin to prepare the horses. My adventurers, at this moment, you all hear a curious noise from below the ridge in the valley, the sound of the footfalls of horses and the creaking of carts. As you peer down, you observe what appears to be a caravan of sorts, making its way along the low ground along the river. There are 3 horse-drawn carts upon which sit numerous rat-like humanoids, armed and armored. All the carts, that is, except for the last cart. A very familiar-looking cart that draws nothing but an odd bulge covered by a canvas sheet, from which comes the rattling sounds of metal chains and manacles. And there, lumbering behind the familiar cart, is also a familiar figure, a massive 9-foot-tall orc, Gorlog, his left hand gripping his axe as he shouts out commands to the drivers of the carts. And at precisely the same moment, you catch sight of Gorlog. You also see, through the corner of your eye, a group of orc scouts on war boars, trampling their way along the ridge, headed directly towards the sheltered resting spot where you all lie hidden for the time being. My adventurers, what would you like to do?
Crap.
And I'll tell you what, while you figure this out, I might as well just show you what this scene looks like. Let me give you a shot of that.
We're on a ridge. How far away is the caravan? Do we know, like, if we engage with these guys?
Well, we've got the group of boar riders coming towards us. So we might. I mean, I don't know if we have. I wonder if we have time to set up an ambush. Is that us in the left, or
You
is
guys
that us
are
on the right?
you guys are up here along the ridge.
Okay.
Yep. And here is Phineas, who's transformed
Wow.
into the illusion
This
of
is awesome.
Theondir.
Yeah.
Awesome map.
Yeah.
Even
So are
got-
the orcs and Gorlog together, or are they?
So Gorlog's down here, and the orcs, you can maybe see them up over here on the edge. They're beginning to crest the ridge. They're almost up on top now. There's a leader, and it looks like there's 3 other orc riders behind them.
Let's hide
Groggle wants to hide?
Wants to hide.
for now.
It's not true. All right, Groggle, give me a stealth check. Roll me a d20 and add your stealth bonus.
I'm gonna look in amazement that Groggle is
Yeah.
like. Are we in Bizarro world? What's happening right now?
12.
12. Okay.
We all hiding?
Wait a minute. Okay, so
Okay. Good to know.
We're on the top left there. Is that where we're at?
Yeah,
Yes.
The top left, correct.
keep in
How
mind
much
that we haven't rested either.
we haven't.
No.
We got a half
Are you
rest.
I mean, I'm at
You
full.
said that like we got there after an hour.
No,
we rested before when
Yeah,
we
we rested
met
before.
when we met Phineas
We were in the
Neaphus.
tower.
Yeah.
Remember we rested in the tower?
Right.
That we had that big debate whether we were going to close the door. Like right when we got through the portal.
I mean, I have
Close the door or not.
I'm at full health.
Yeah,
and
we
I've got
should
all my
still
speed
know.
back.
Okay, maybe I
So
forgot
I
that.
think
All right.
that at some point we did get a full rest. How much can we gauge how much time we have until the scouting party reaches us?
I mean, from the distance they are, it looks like you've got maybe about 20 to 30 seconds max.
Oh. In which direction are we ultimately going to head? Like, if none of this was happening, which direction would we be heading?
You would be moving along in the same direction as this group is heading.
Okay.
In fact, following the river, the same direction they are.
Okay, and so there
They
is
essentially came up behind you.
2, 4, 7. There's 7 in the caravan, and then another 4 that are heading towards us in the scouting party.
Yeah, so you've got
Right.
you've got 7 of these rat figures. You've got Gorlog,
And
and then you've got
Gorlog.
4 of the orcs on.
God knows if they have a shaman with them.
Can we see? If I take a look, can I see that shaman that
Give me a perception check. Yeah, the shaman.
he messed us up last time?
Oh, yeah.
Perception is 17.
17. Okay. It looks like the lead Orbor rider is not a shaman, although he is adorned with special armor, so he looks like he is some kind of leader, different than the others, but not a shaman. At least you don't recognize him from the last guy.
So, guys, I can cast Pass Without Trace, which would really, really hide us well. They could go
Okay.
by us.
You got about 15 seconds.
I mean, do we want to engage?
I'm drawing my bow and getting ready.
All right. So, my suggestion is we let them
I
go by us and then attack them.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think they're gonna.
Yeah,
We don't
I
know
would
that the
agree with
orcs are friends with
Paul.
the other party. They might
So,
attack
what
them.
okay,
Yeah,
so,
let's let them go past us and see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ambush them from behind.
so I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
Okay.
And that gives us all plus 10 to our stealth rolls. Is that right?
Here, a plus 10 bonus to dexterity, stealth checks, and
Yeah.
can't be tracked except by magical means.
Okay. I want
Let's
you
try.
all to give me a roll now. Groggle already took a stealth check and tried to hide, so I'm going to keep that one in the books. The rest of you, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Plus 10.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a terrible roll.
Yeah, me too. That's a 1.
So I got a 33.
Plus 10 though.
That's a 1. I think
Still a natural one.
it's
Right?
still a natural 1. Yeah.
So
So
with the plus 10,
27.
So I mean, with that, it's a 12.
Wait,
I rolled a 3, so I got 23.
we doing a
crap.
stealth? You said?
You rolled a 3 and you still got
Okay.
23.
Yeah, because
He's a
Pass
rogue.
Without a Trace is 10, and then I get plus 10
Wow.
to stealth.
Oh, I got 30 then.
Holy crap!
Wow.
Yeah.
Caroline, what'd you end up
Proficiency
with?
Bonuses.
I got 33.
Okay, 33. So as the orc boys begin to ride past you guys, they get within about 30 feet or so, and they suddenly hear a snapping twig. And they look over and they see Groggle crouching down behind the bush by himself. And they begin to ride in. And as they begin to ride in, Bolin, you turn around as if you're going to flee sneakily away. And you catch your foot on a root and go tumbling down the hill right in front of them where they are riding through. And suddenly now the two of you are exposed. The rest of you have hidden yourselves well. Phineas also is hidden. What do you want to do? They're getting down right upon you at this point.
So where are they right now?
How many riders are there, do we know?
There are 4.
4?
Oh, boy.
All right, so how do I make this bigger so I can see? Okay, then I see how it is.
Well, all right, boys, let's get started.
And out of the corner of your eye, you guys, you see Phineas in his soldier form, actually now stepping forward towards the front, the lead orc rider who is right here. And you see him closing his eyes and beginning to mull some inaudible words. And there's a bit of a shimmer as he steps forward that comes across him. And immediately he's transformed in the form of what looks like a rather overdressed Elizabethan thespian. And he steps out of the trees and into the path of the approaching orcs and bows low before them as they begin to ride up.
Okay.
Huh. And then, so...
Okay, I mean, okay. Are they going to it? I guess I'll just kind of watch and observe and kind of... I'm going to hold... I'll hold a fireball as an action.
I'm holding loosing my arrow.
You're gonna hold your arrows,
knocking your arrow. You don't want to loose it.
No, I'm holding
You're gonna hold your action
shooting.
there.
I'm holding my action.
Yep. The orc seeing this happen. Go ahead, Paul. Caroline.
Oh,
You're muted.
you're muted.
Still muted.
Crap. Okay.
There you go.
So can I get to high ground? Like, can I go up, towards the right?
Yeah. Do you want to kind of work your way around them, almost behind them?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And still within 30 feet of everybody because I'm just within 30 feet.
Yeah, well, you can sneak around right behind them. I mean, you're so stealthy at this point.
Okay.
The rest of you, is there any quick actions, last action you want to make?
Well,
Am I prone? Can I stand up?
You are prone. You'll have to stand up, but you'll lose half your movement.
Yeah, I guess I just want to stand up and I'm going to observe Phineas.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything at the moment.
Okay. The orcs seeing Phineas step out in front of them and seeing him step in front of Bolin, who has tripped and rolled down this hill and is lying there, begin to immediately shout with their weapons drawn, like startled by what's happening. They come to a screeching halt. Who are you? What are you doing on this trail? Down on your knees! They argue. They shout to all of you. And Phineas stands up from his bow and says, "My dear sirs, you are precisely the audience that we have been looking for." And he turns around to you and Bolin and gives you this look like, "Play along with me."
Oh, yes, sir. We've been searching for you for days, and finally we've come across your trail. We're so glad to have finally found you.
"Explain yourselves quickly, or we'll put a spear through your face," they say to you. And Phineas drops down to his knees. But of course, my name is Mendax the Marvelous, Thespian Extraordinaire. And I am the leader of this traveling theater troupe that you see before you. We are the dangerously unpredictable near gods, perilously investigating life's eccentricities. And he gestures to you all to jump up on your feet, to Groggle and to Bolin, you're already on your feet, and to join them. We are on our way to Truhamn, you see, and to perform, and we've stopped here for a bit of a rest for a while before we continue on. But as a traveling troupe, we are always on the lookout for a worthy audience for which to perform, and now it looks as if we have found one. Would you do us the honor? Bolin, I want you to give me a persuasion check on a d20, and he's going to roll one as well.
Check.
Persuasion roll, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. 2.
Natural.
Oh boy,
natural 20.
you're rolling some bangers here, bud.
Yeah, I rolled a 4 minus 2.
It's out of your system now.
Yeah.
Natural 20 for Phineas on his
That's
roll.
good.
So the orcs begin to stop, confused. A look of confusion coming across their shriveled faces. Their spears are now held high above their heads, ready to be released at any moment. There's a pause. The rest of you, what would you like to do?
And they don't know we're here, right?
No.
They don't see the rest of you, no.
Yeah. Like just me and Groggle.
And how
Yep.
far away is Gorlog at the moment?
Yeah, has that other
Are they still moving?
set of people stopped and noticed what was going on?
They seem to be still moving. They haven't quite heard what's going on. At this point, they're still a good 80, 90 feet away.
I'm just looking at what I have in my inventory here.
So Bolin has been spotted, Groggle is spotted, and Phineas is spotted in conversation with these orcs.
Yeah.
We got one of those potions left.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Give me 1 second. I want to see if I was planning on getting some
The
like.
orcs are getting frothy in the mouth, getting nervous. They're looking to the leader to make a decision, to tell them what to do.
All right, so Matt, I'm gonna quietly pull out an arrow and I'm gonna aim at the leader. I'm gonna, notch my arrow and be ready to.
Okay. Yep.
Shit.
Let's see.
What did what's his name say his name is now?
Mendex the Marvelous.
Okay, I'm gonna
Thespian extraordinaire.
put my bow down and I'm gonna pull out just a regular dagger and start like dangling, like balancing it on my finger and walk out
God.
and
Nice.
like putting on my best performance,
Give me a performance check.
which isn't great actually.
Or, I'll tell you what, performance or dexterity. You can pick which either.
What is my performance actually here?
Because you're doing a bit of a
It's-
dexterous
it's the
movement
same-
here with
it's
the
the
knife, but
same,
it's also
actually.
performance.
So it's a 20 actually.
And dexterity, you get plus 10. No, it's only
Nice.
It's only stealth. And
No,
was
you
his
get it
name
on
again?
dex checks.
So Trago becomes walking out of the woods now and balancing his knife
And
on his hand
I'm kind of
and his
pretending like
finger.
I'm drunk a little bit, and I'm saying, "Did we finally find someone to perform for?"
And the orcs now sort of they turn their head over and change the direction of their spears now, holding them at you, Trago. And you hear the leader scream out, "Keep your hands where we can see them!" And
I flip the
looking
dagger.
about-
Can I flip the dagger in my hand and put it back in my belt and be like with a flourish, kind of.
Give me
like
another
I'm
dexterity
performing.
check.
Another one. Not as good. That's gonna be a 17.
17. Okay, we'll say for all purposes that you're able to flip it around, and it doesn't land perfectly, but it still kind of it's kind of caught up in your coat a little bit. It looks as if you pulled it off, and the orc is, okay. Is there any more of you in here? He's looking around. Speaking specifically to you, Trago.
Oh, specifically to me. It's like,
You there,
There's
little
al- there's always more performers. Our small band. Oh shit! I'm really bad at this stuff.
So I'll kind of save Trago, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy, and I'm gonna boom my voice as big as possible.
Oh God. Oh jeez.
And now presenting.
Blazing new hip hop and R&B hits first.
Well, sorry, what was his name? Marvelous the
Mendax the Marvelous.
Mendex's marvelous merry men will perform the magic of today.
And the orc is responding now, and he's sort of taken aback, the leader. All right, keep your hands where I can see you. Follow this path down to the river, he says, and he's pointing. There's a path that is heading down to the river. No funny business now. Down to the river, quickly. And they begin now to circle around the four of you. Niv, you're still hidden. Caroline, you're still hidden.
All right,
as
I'm
well.
shooting at the leader. I'm taking him out.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Yeah?
Because
Okay.
they're going to take us down to this group. Why would we
If
go down to
if Gorlog sees us, it's
If
over.
does
Like,
Gorlog knows what Groggle looks like?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Exactly.
does know what Groggle looks like. Question is if you remember him.
Yeah.
I get 2 shots.
All right,
You're
go
doing
ahead
it.
and
We're doing this.
We're doing this. All right.
Oh,
14.
there goes our dance party.
Actually, I'm sorry, 15. 15 and 8.
15 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them strike.
Ooh, jeez.
Roll damage.
Let's see here. 8 and 11.
8 and 11. Okay, so you strike off an arrow here. You shoot it off, and it comes flying out of the trees behind the leader, catching him right underneath the armor and getting him right in the neck. He flies backwards, falling off of his boar onto the ground. Doesn't move. His boar takes off into the woods. The other 3 turn to the woods now, seeing what has happened, and immediately now begin to charge in that direction. Now you can all go ahead and roll for me initiative. We are in combat.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's a
Do I get
12
a-
from Groggle.
Do I get a bonus because we're still stealth?
I don't think you're stealth anymore.
Not on
Just
your
get away
not on
with
your
this.
initiative roll.
That's
Ooh, ouch.
rough.
Okay.
14.
And at this point, a shriek comes out from the dying boar. The other boars release this scream, and all of the people down by the river now hear something. They don't know exactly what it is, but they are suddenly alerted to something going on from the scouts above. They stop the train where it is, and they hold their positions there, preparing their weapons in case there's some kind of ambush. So let's go ahead and roll. Tell me your initiatives. We are going to take 25 to 20. Anybody 25 to 20? No. Any 15s to 20?
I got a
Oh.
17.
17, okay. Niv is on a 17. All right, the orc boys are at a 16. 10 to 15.
I got a
14.
12.
14 for Bolin. Groggle got a 12.
Yep.
5 to 10.
I got a 7.
7. Oh, Caroline has a 7. All right.
Well, you
And
did your
that-
job, though.
And Trigo?
6.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Niv, you see as these orcs begin to turn and charge into the woods, now seeing where the arrow came from, where Caroline is, 3 of them charging directly at him. And it is your turn to start us off.
How close? Because am I still stealth, even though we're in combat?
You are still stealth. Yeah, you are not revealed yet. You're still hidden.
So how close can I get to them? Are they kind of all grouped up?
Yeah, at this point, they're about the closest one's about 40 feet away. They are pretty grouped up, yes.
Okay.
You can see there's one here, and one over here.
So I want to move between them and Caroline.
Okay. Full movement.
And then
That'll get you
is
right
it-
on top of the ridge up here.
Yeah, can I position myself so a 15-foot cone hits all 3 of those guys?
Yeah, that'll work. A 15-foot will definitely work.
Okay, and then I'm going to throw out some color powder and cast color spray.
Okay.
So 6d10.
6d10. Jeez.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
60-10 worth of hit points that it affects,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's 10, 24 plus 34, 39, 44, 49, 56 hit points.
Okay, with 56 hit points, you are able now to affect all 3 of them. So immediately, this massive spray of color comes out and covers them. And now you all have, is it correct, advantage on your attacks?
Each creature is blinded until the spell ends, which is 1 round.
Okay. Blinded, all right.
Let me grab what that is real quick. So, blinded creature can't see, automatically fails any ability check that requires sight, and attack rolls against them have advantage, and attacks they make have disadvantage.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so they are all color sprayed, blinded from this incredible light, this color that comes across them. Now, disadvantage on attacks, you have advantage against them.
And
all right.
It affects their boars too, right?
Yeah, it affects first the creatures. We go in ascending hit points. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it affects all the orcs, and the boars seem to be okay.
Oh.
But without the guidance of their riders, they're going to be just as well blinded because they're incredibly stupid. Okay, the orcs, sensing this this blindedness, they are immediately going to try to turn their boars around and head down the hill. Now, because it's on a hill, I would make them take dexterity checks, but because they're blinded, they automatically fail any checks that require sight. So as all 3 of them turn around to try to make their way down this hill, they're more or less, their boars stumble, and they all sort of fall and roll, leaving them about 5 or 10 feet from where they turned as they begin to run down the hill.
Stupid boars.
Okay, Bolin, it is now your turn.
So they're on the ground now. These
Yeah, so they have like slipped and rolled. They're all prone now at this point. Heading down this hill, making a crashing noise, by the way. So the people below by the river now are immediately turn even more keenly.
How far are we away from the caravan?
The caravan for you is about 60 feet away, 55 feet to the first cart.
And are they alerted to our presence?
They now see a couple of the boars rolling down the hill, and they see the sense that something is off as well. So they'll be involved in the next round of combat.
What did Mendix get for initiative?
Sorry, yeah, I didn't add Mendix. He's after Bolin.
Matt, do I know if I put my ring on, can I affect things that are in like the other dimension? Like if I put my ring on, can I like affect matter in the real world? Like if I can
try
okay.
it. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put my ring on and run to the middle horse.
Okay. That'll give you 60 feet of, 90 feet of movement.
Yep.
With the ring on.
Yeah, so I'm going to run to that second horse, and I'm going to slap its ass as hard as I can and try to get it, like, riled up and see if he can maybe cause a little bit of a distraction.
What's with
Give
you
me
and
a,
slapping people? And...
Give me an attack roll, actually, on a d20.
Do I add anything?
Add your strength bonus.
Strength bonus.
By the way, I
Minus
that
3.
last
Jesus Christ.
3.
3.
It likes it.
What's the horse
Right.
PC?
I rolled a
smacked
1,
the
a
horse.
4, and a 2 so far today.
You smack the horse, and the horse immediately snaps his eyes back at you, and the others on the carts now are confused. They see something of a blur as you approach them, and then the horse gets smacked and startled a little bit, but it stands in place. It wasn't a very hard hit.
It just kind of...
All right, Mendex's turn. Mendex is going to turn... No, here's what Mendex is going to do. Seeing these boars fall over now, he is going to head down the hill, first taking a dexterity check, which he passes with a 19. He's going to be able to get down the hill. And he's going to go ahead and cast a fireball.
oh, no.
Oh.
And he's going to shoot it in the...
He's going to hit me.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't see you.
No?
He's going to cast a fireball in your direction, and he's going to try and hit both of these carts, and he'll just be able to clip both of them. And it looks like two of the guys on top of the horse as well.
Am I affected by that stuff in the other dimension?
We'll see.
I guess we'll find out.
All right, let me see here. Let me find his sheet here. Here we go, fireball. That's an 11. What is your
AC?
My AC is 15.
AC there? 15. Okay, so that's gonna miss you. The AC on the other guys. Let me
Still
see
take
here.
half damage. So.
Okay, they're able to avoid it as well. However, the horse, on the other hand, now does get spooked by the fireball. And the horse now is going to begin to take off, taking one of the carts with them. At this point, however, both of these carts now begin to burn. They're on fire, both of the carts. So you have two carts on fire here. Gorlog, now seeing this happen, turns and is extremely angered, lets out this roar of rage. End of Mendex's turn. Groggle.
Don't they? I mean, they take damage, right? Even on a failed save throw, they take half damage. Right?
Yeah. No, I use the AC attack plus the plus bonus for the attack against the AC.
Right, but a fireball's still gonna, if you fail the save on the fireball.
Yeah, you're right. What am I thinking?
Yeah,
what am I thinking?
Damage.
It's gonna still take half damage. You're right. Full damage on the fail, or half damage on the fail. You're right. Absolutely right. That's right. Gotta excuse my brain here. It's been 2 months. Okay, so 10, 18, 20, 25 damage halved would be rounded down would be 12 damage. So Bolin, you take 12 damage. The two of these rat figures that are here, you see them let out this horrific scream. You hear them let out this horrific scream as they fall off of the cart, now burning, their bodies shriveling up as they're burned up. So two of the rats are gone at this point. Groggle, you're up.
How far away are the orcs from me?
The three that...
From you, the orcs are... First one is about 40 feet away.
Oh, so I can't even run and attack them.
So
or could I? My movement is 30.
You got to range something, don't you?
Yeah, I could do that. But what I really want is Gorlog. I run as close as I can get to Gorlog.
Okay, you're gonna go double. You're gonna dash down.
Well, if I just do normal, then can I shoot my crossbow?
You could, yeah.
Let's do that.
Right. So you start to charge down. Give me a dexterity check while you're going. You're charging down this hill.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Groggle shoots himself in the face.
So Groggle gets to the end of the ridge, and as he's beginning to run there, he's pulling out his crossbow, and his crossbow gets caught up in his cloak, and he goes tripping, falling, rolling down the rest of the hill, landing face down prone right next to Phineas, who looks over like confused. What the heck just happened here? Groggle, that'll have to be the end of your turn. No attack because you on the hill.
We have Caroline not impressed Phineas so far.
Okay, so
we're the saviors of Theondir.
This is on brand, you guys.
the three scouts. How far am I from them?
You are 30 feet from the first one.
Okay, so
and then 40 feet and 50 feet from the other.
So I'm gonna run and attack them with my short swords.
Okay.
So running is one action, then if I attack once, or what's the rule there? Do I still...
You get 2 attacks per turn?
Yep.
Yeah, so you get one movement, and then, or you can use, in addition, you can use your action to do double, or you can just move and then attack, and if you have 2 attacks, you get both your attacks then.
Okay, so I can run, and then I get 1 attack.
If you have dual attacks, you can attack twice.
Okay, so I'll attack twice then.
Okay.
So are those orcs?
You had advantage as well. on
Yeah.
2 attacks.
Yeah, are they prone or anything since
They are
fell
prone,
off,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I got
Advantage anyway, but yeah.
15 for the first
Hit.
attack, and I did 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then the second attack, I got a 20.
Hit. Roll damage.
It did 9 points damage.
Woo! 9 points damage. Exactly the amount you need. You come down with your sword on the first attack and strike, slicing deep into his arm. The second attack, you come around and it goes right home, right through his chest, cracking the bones. You can feel like his heart exploding, reverberating through your sword.
Jeez.
Jeez.
That was perfect.
Jesus.
That was a
Caravan.
massive
Chill.
kill. There are 2 orcs
I'm
left
just
there.
covered in blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trago, you are up.
Do I have line of sight on the big guy?
On Gorlog, you do, yeah.
Probably. So I set my regular bow down, but I still have my hand. Fuck. How does it work if they're the orcs up on the hill? They are prone. So if I shoot at them with an arrow with my hand crossbow, is that disadvantage?
Yes, when they're... Yep, exactly. So if you're shooting at them when they're prone, it's disadvantage. If you're attacking a hand-to-hand melee, when they're prone and you're next to them, you get advantage.
Okay. Do
They're
I have
blinded
enough?
still, too.
Yeah, so
yeah.
it can cancel
so
it out.
It would
Be
cancel
normal.
out. Do I have enough movement to get to the last orc there? 25.
You do. You move 25, is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that'll get you right onto him.
All right, and then I'm just going to go with my magic daggers. I need to roll. What do we? I need to do a Constitution check.
Constitution save, yep.
Okay, Constitution. That's a natural 1.
Natural
So-
1. So
Oh my
you're
God.
acting out of fright.
Guys.
Fright. I'm acting out of fear, and
Wait,
so
what? Why are you afraid?
Yeah.
it's my daggers.
Oh.
His daggers give him the ability to attack out of fear or attack out of anger. And he gets
Interesting.
bonuses according to each.
That's pretty sweet.
So that's going to be a 17.
17, that's a hit.
That's a hit, and that's with advantage. So sneak attack is in effect. So what's the daggers? They are 1d4 plus 4.
You're gonna massacre the guy.
Yeah. Plus, what's my? I think it's at 4 now. Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice roll. 12, 18, 24.
24 points of damage. So you come with these daggers, trembling in your hand because of your sense of fear kind of twinging through your arms. But as they come home...
Matt, I'm sorry. I thought it was a 46. I only got 3d6. So I'll take out one of the... I rolled really well. So it's going to... Instead, it's going to be... 18.
18 points of damage.
Yep, 18. Yeah.
So still, as your dagger comes up, your arm is trembling in fear. You still find it within yourself to bring it home, and it comes right down into his face, between his eyes, and you feel it tearing through his skull as you drag it down, ripping his jaw off. He is also gone.
Do I become feared from watching
Lord,
this?
Brutal stuff,
I'm
guys.
very afraid of you now.
Yeah.
Okay, end of round 1. We are at the top again. Or
okay.
is there anything else you want to do?
I want to use my bonus action to see if I can hide.
There's still one more orc
Specifically-
by us.
I thought there was... Oh, no, there are 4.
Yeah, there's
I
one
can't-
more. You
one
can't
more.
see him.
There's
He's
one
behind the trees.
You and I
He
killed-
fell behind the trees.
I can't... I don't think there's anything I can do. So, yeah, bonus action hide.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me a stealth check. Pass the trace is still there, right?
33.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, then you're fine. You're able to slide in behind these bushes here.
Yeah.
We'll just kind of put you right over here, hiding behind the bushes. All right, end of that round. We're up to the top now. Niv, you are up again. It is now your turn. Round 2.
Okay, so that one guy is no longer blinded then. How far away is he from me?
From you. He is 40 feet away.
40 feet.
Here, I can get this tree out of the way. You can see him.
Oh, that's a great skill.
So how I have a question because here it is right here. No, that's magic. For ranged attacks, there's like a minimum and a maximum. How does that work?
Yeah, if you're shooting if you're shooting within short range, it's normal, but long range you have disadvantage.
So is that like under the minimum number?
Right.
Is normal?
It'll be like 80 and 320, and if you're closer than 80, that's your short range, and then if it's closer than 320 or whatever, that would be your long range. But if it's over 80, then you're shooting long range. Yeah.
Yep.
What are you shooting with?
Well, I've got throwing darts.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of shurikens and shit too.
Oh man.
Okay. And you said he's 40 feet away from me?
40 feet away from you, yep. At the bottom of the ridge.
That doesn't do very much damage, though.
No, they don't.
And he's still prone, so I would have disadvantage anyways, right?
Yep. Still prone, yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
So you don't get double disadvantage, though, so...
Nope. Just straight up disadvantage, yep.
Right.
It doesn't compound that way.
But he's also blind.
Right at it. No, he's not anymore.
It's not. It's only
Oh,
one
he's faded
round.
off. Just one round there.
Oh, I thought it was one round till it comes back to him.
And it is. It's his turn now.
Back to Niv now, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, 40 feet away. So I can't move.
You have 30-foot movements. You could get within 10 feet of him.
I really don't want to cast anything. I'll just get within 20 feet of him because that's the minimum dart range.
And because you're moving only a few feet, not hastily, I won't make you take a dexterity check there. You can move rather nimbly through that.
Yeah, and then I'll throw a dart at him.
Okay.
That's with disadvantage, right?
With disadvantage because he's prone, correct. Go ahead and roll me out an attack roll.
That's not too bad. 13?
13 just strikes him. The arrow gets him right in the shoulder blade.
So it does a whole 6 points of damage.
Wow, hey, that was pretty decent. I mean, it's definitely, for a dart, that's pretty decent. So this dart kind of sticks into him and twists around, and you see blood begin to drip out of his shoulder blade from that nice attack. Okay, the orc's turn. He's going to stand up from prone at this point, and he's going to try to head more towards Gorlog. So he's going to stand up prone and use the rest of his movement to get over here to Gorlog. And he is riding up to Gorlog. He's screaming out, "It's an ambush! It's an ambush!" And Gorlog now turns and shouts to the rest of the rat men to begin an all-out assault. So that's the end of the orc's turn. Bolin, you are up.
Okay, so I still got my ring on. I'm going to dash to the front of... Sorry, my finger's right. I'm going to dash right in the front of the caravan, like 10 feet in front of the caravan, to the left of them. Okay. And then I'm going to take my ring off.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy again. And with a booming voice, as loud as, Thaumaturgy will allow. I'm sorry again. What was his name? The Magnificent Mendax?
Mendax. Mendax the Magnificent.
You have just witnessed a taste of what Mendax the Magnificent can project and accomplish. Relinquish your supplies and we will let you live.
Give me an intimidation check.
Okay, roll wisely.
Yeah, well. Intimidation?
Yes.
That's -4.
16.
16. Immediately when your voice booms this out, you see that the rat men begin to quiver like fear, and they begin to turn and sort of skitter away towards the water, like rats swimming into the water. Gorlog, however, and the orc remain firm, not at all affected by it.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Groggle. I'm gonna look at him and say, "He's all yours, man. Go for it."
You didn't have to tell me that.
Damn it.
All right, Mendex is going to take his turn now, and you see him also now. This is good. Oh, this is good. He is going to cast Major Image and create the image of a massive dragon, black dragon, setting down right in between him and Gorlog and the boar. And I'm going to have to roll for those guys on an intimidation check to see if it affects them. So I don't have a dragon with me right now. Should I go get one? I should maybe get one.
Yeah, you can go get one.
Should I go get one? Give me 2 seconds.
So Mike's either got a picture of dried out ramen behind him, or that's a mushroom.
Ramen.
So, real quick question: who has dynamite left?
Hello.
I got 2 pieces left. We really should have taken more.
We should have.
Yeah.
They're like
think I have
giant
any.
blobs of blood ooze bearing down on us when we were.
Yeah.
Let's be careful though, because I got a feeling Mike might be in that last trailer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
So the dragon crashes down. We'll say he crashes down on top of the burning cart at this point, and of course it's an image, so he doesn't destroy it. It's an illusion, as you can tell. Your
So
friend
we know
Phineas
it's an illusion?
is quite the illusionist. You guys don't necessarily know that, but if you all give me a perception check, all of you.
Okay.
Natural 20. Here we go.
Oh.
Buckle up.
Got a 15.
15, okay.
12.
9.
7.
7, okay. Caroline, Bolin, you immediately you notice that this is an illusion. The rest of you think this is actually you don't know what's going on. You're confused at this
Another
point. A
fucking
dragon
dragon.
drops down onto the cart.
Here we go again.
The boar is going to be intimidated, and he's going to begin to take off in this direction, terrified. And let me roll for Gorlog to see what happens here.
The boar or the orc?
The orc and the boar, both of them taking off in this direction, heading into the water. Gorlog is not intimidated by this. He stands firm as well. End of Mendex's turn. It is now Gorlog's turn. He has entered the combat. Seeing what is going on, seeing through this illusion, he is going to try to charge towards Mendex or to Phineas. And he's not going to have enough. Wait, let me see here. Wait. Hold on. He had something special.
8 foot tall. He's
Phineas was not strong. Didn't we
Let's
almost
see.
destroy him in one shot by accident last time?
No.
I think Eric didn't.
The
Groggle
guy
throw
like
in the-
threw into the river. No.
No, you, Groggle, you like took a slice at him and almost killed him.
He fell into the river, didn't he?
No, that was a different.
Yeah,
this
that
is the
was a
guy that
different
we
orc.
convinced him to walk away out of the town.
It was the same
I
guy.
thought that was
though.
the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah,
He's-
same guy.
He's your nemesis,
Oh.
dude. We
He's
can't
not
kill
gonna
him
be able to
now.
get- but
Phineas.
he's going to get all the way up to this cart now. And he's
Oh,
going
you're
to be
talking
able
about
to
Phineas.
take an arrow
Yeah.
at Phineas. He's going to shoot an arrow at Phineas because he can't get up to you. And that's a natural 2. He's going to miss. So the arrow goes flying over Phineas. Mendex, who still has this thespian illusion on, so it looks like this thespian masterfully avoids the arrow. That's the end of Gorlog's turn. Groggle, you're up.
This is
Okay.
it. This is it.
More.
Kick his
Off.
ass.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run towards.
Kick his ass, Seabass.
I'm gonna run towards Gorlog and attack with my Morning Star.
Okay, you're prone at this point, so you got to get up. That's
Oh,
half
yeah.
your movement because
Crawls.
you rolled down the hill.
Okay, so
you get
Can I
off
make
on
it
your
to him
feet.
and attack?
rubbing dirt off of your eyes from the roll down the hill. And you are within 5, 10, 15, 20 feet of Gorlog. You don't have a 40-foot movement, do you? You only have 30.
30.
You can only go 15 feet.
So I'm going to do that and then shoot my crossbow instead.
Okay. So you are within, I'll keep you outside of 5 foot so you don't have a disadvantage. If you're within too close of range, you have disadvantage when you shoot. So go ahead and roll your attack.
11.
Crockle's great moment as he rolls down the hill. Miss. It strikes his chainmail armor, but ching, bounces off. No
Two
effect.
guys shooting arrows back and forth and missing each other.
Okay, that's my turn, I guess.
Aralon, you are up.
All right. So how far am I from Gorlog? I'm above him, right?
Yeah, you are 60 feet away. You're up here right at this point. Gorlog is right down here.
All right. I'm gonna take a couple shots at him.
Okay.
See here, I got a 13 and a 16.
Okay, the first arrow flies over his head, and he turns his head to see it flying over his head. But the second one actually comes and catches him on the side as he turns. Go ahead and roll damage.
10.
And okay,
Nice.
decent. Finds a hole, a chink in the armor, and strikes him into the side. Ugh! He pulls the arrow out, snaps it in half, licks the blood off of it. The arrow slams it down
He's a
the ground.
vampire.
Pretty salty today, Noah. Check.
All right, Trago, you're up.
Okay, so
Let me
I'm
get
still hidden.
Frustrations
Are
from
you
move.
still in your illusion? Your outfit? Are you still a thespian?
Well, I didn't change clothes or anything.
No.
I still have my cloak on.
Yes. You're currently hidden.
Yeah, I'm hidden. I dropped my crossbow though. How close to him, Gorlog, am I?
At this point, you are 50 feet away.
And crossbow. Shit. I'm not close enough. Is he engaged with anybody? Do I have advantage on him?
He's not engaged with anybody at this point.
Okay. Can I get within 30 feet of him
Yes.
for my movement? Bonus action hide. Can I do that? Is there enough stuff there for me to hide? Bonus bonus
Yeah,
action?
you've got plenty of brush there. You can hide behind some brush.
Yeah, 32.
Okay. Yep. No
I
problem.
forget we
You're
had
able to
the-
slide in behind this
And then I'm
brush.
gonna take a shot at him, and I have advantage on him now.
Because you're hidden. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprise. Yep.
16 plus 23.
23. Hit.
Okay, hand crossbow. I want to make sure I get this 1d6 piercing. All right. 3d6. Ooh, that's good. That's really good. 20 plus 4. 24.
24. Wow. Okay.
6, 6, 5, and a 3.
So this massive arrow strike catches him right above the belt and sort of slices open his stomach. Now sort of some intestines start to kind of stick out like his massive hernia, and he's dripping blood out of them. You can see he's in a lot of pain at this point. Trago, anything you want to say?
I'm going to... Do I see Bolin?
Bolin, yeah, he's over here
He's
still.
way back there. I'm going to yell to Bolin. Is that yours? And like kind of shake my head to the dragon.
All right.
That dragon yours?
All right, the rat's turn. Them already fleeing out into the water. They see this dragon image, and let me take a Constitution save for them. Failing it horribly, you see these rats continue their way, swimming across the river for dear life. They are out of the picture for all means and purposes. Cowards by all means. They're as meat shields, more or less, for the caravans now disappeared. Round 3, Niv, you're up.
So it's the only one left then is Gorlog, right?
Gorlog is it, yeah.
So what's in the water all the way to the right?
Oh, sorry, that's the orc, the last orc boar.
And what's to the left?
He's still running away.
He's still running away, yeah.
Dragon.
Exactly.
Who is it to the left of the
That's me.
That's Bolin right here, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you said Gorlog looks hurt, but not real hurt, huh?
He's definitely hurt, but not out for the count by any means. No.
Oh, that's 60 feet. I'm within 60 feet of Gorlog, right?
You are. Yeah, you are actually. You're 55 feet away. At this point, Gorlog does see you, Groggle, and immediately he recognizes your face. 5 feet away, or about 6 feet away from him at this point.
Okay.
Remembering the fight, remembering
So
the couple encounters you had.
since we're in the woods, I am going to cast Phantasmal Force on Gorlog.
Okay.
So he has to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay, and we have to beat a... Oh, he's got a +0 on that. He's pretty dumb.
Has to beat a 15.
I rolled a 10. He failed.
Okay, so I'm going to make him think that there's all sorts of leaves and vines and branches coming up out of the ground and clasping him, and like holding him down and binding him together so that
Okay.
he can't move, and
Interesting.
thorns and all sorts of stuff, and bugs and spiders and
Okay, interesting.
everything to hold him in place.
He more or less like jumps back off the cart and begins swinging his axe radically, trying to get these bugs and these vines off of him that
That's
are
one-
growing around him.
1 minute.
Okay, so he'll be distracted. I'll tell you that was a brilliant move there, actually, Nib. I'll give you guys, because he's distracting this way, I'll give you advantage on attacks. Okay. The orc.
And then I'll
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and move down the hill.
Okay, you gonna move your full movement?
Yeah, 30 feet.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check then.
17.
17, so no problem. You nimbly make your way down the slope just fine, avoiding all of the roots and everything that Groggle seemed to have tripped on his way down.
Matt,
There's a nice path there now, though, due to Groggle rolling a little bit. So
cleared the brush. Do we see like the vines and stuff attacking him, or is that like all in his head?
it's all in his
in
mind.
his head.
All we see him is
all
like
in his head.
acting crazy and going
You
nuts.
just see him go nuts, jump off the cart, and just swinging his axe at the ground around him. The other orc boy rolls a Constitution save, and he overcomes his fear. He's able to turn around, and he's going to move now back in behind Gorlog. Going to try and actually throw a spear at you, Groggle, across behind Gorlog. That's going to be a 7 miss. Spear comes flying short, sticks into the cart. The cart now still burning on fire. Okay, end of the orc. Bolin, you're up.
Am I within 30 feet of the orb boy?
You are 40 feet away from him.
Okay. I'm gonna yell it back at Trago and say that most certainly is not mine. And then I will also yell to Groggle and say, anytime you want to attack this fool, be my guest. And I'm going to shoot a sacred flame at the boar boy.
Okay. Yes.
Dexterity save of 14.
And that's a 10. He fails.
Ooh, he takes...
Sacred Flame you're doing?
Yep, 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Okay. That's enough to sort of really seriously singe him. You can smell the nasty smell of orc flesh that is burning a bit. He is seriously hurt at this point. Mendix's turn. Or Phineas, whatever his name is. He's going to move this direction here and try to cast Fireball again on the orc boy. Jeez. And actually, no, he's going to be able to get it on both of them at this point. He's going to cast Fireball on both of them, and they need to avoid.
I mean, he's
natural 1 on Gorlog. The other guy is able to avoid it, half damage. This might actually put him out of commission and deprive Groggle of his revenge. Let's see, 13. Oh boy, 21, 27 points of damage. Okay, the orc boy is immediately incinerated, and his body falls steaming into the water with this hissing sound as the water sort of engulfs him. He is completely gone. Gorlog, seriously burnt at this point, drops down to one knee. He is breathing heavy, gasping for breath, as if he's barely holding on. That's the end of Mendax's turn, or Phineas's turn. Groggle, you're up.
What's in the cart?
What's in the cart?
What's in the cart?
In the cart right in front of you?
I ask.
Oh, you're going to say it to Gorlog.
Yeah.
He's too hurt. He's not responding to you.
Crush him.
Okay, I want to put him face down, and then I want to take the business end of my Morning Star, put it on the top of his skull, and then take my boot and push it through his.
Oh, Jesus!
Give me an attack roll with advantage.
Heavy lifting.
26.
You don't need to roll for damage because I know your strength bonus. He looks up at you as he sees you charge over the cart, coming down, slamming on top of him with your boot, taking your Morning Star, and he looks up and sees you. You can see a look of fear in his eyes. And with a horrific sound, you crush his skull. His body goes motionless. Blood begins to run into the water and head down the stream. That's the end of Gorlog. Another NPC killed by Groggle.
And I'm gonna run over to the cart where the tarp's on it.
Did the dragon disappear then?
Yep, dragon now. Yep, Mendax, Phineas takes away the illusion. The dragon disappears immediately with a shimmer.
Can we take a 5-minute break, guys?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a 5-minute break after the combat, and we will come back in 5 minutes and continue. Nice job, gentlemen. All right, guys, let's jump back into this now. You just finished off your hated enemy, Gorlog, with a final strike by the Morning Star, Groggle. And you're left now with a sense of calm as the blood trickles into the river and flows downstream towards the water. The rat people have disappeared. The orc on the boar has disappeared into the water as well, burned to a crisp by Phineas. You're now seeing some powers in Phineas that you didn't know existed before when you first met him. A few of the other orcs have their bodies crushed lying on the slopes, and before you now you see 2 carts on fire and a 3rd cart behind it, sitting there untouched. What would you like to do?
How bad are the on-fire carts?
Yeah, like can we put them out with some river water?
I think so. Yeah, if you go to it, you'll be able to put them out, Dave. Yeah. Whether they'll be salvageable to use, I don't know. But you can put the fires out at least.
I don't have any magic that can do anything with that.
I mean, yeah, that's not gonna work. Nope, I don't either.
Yeah,
Can I use cast Mage Hand to try to pad it out? With my Mage Hand?
All right, so I'm going to run to
Good try.
the cart, the one that's got the tarp over it, because I think I recognize that from when we rescued Groggle.
Yeah, same kind of cart, actually.
Yeah.
Very familiar to you indeed. Caroline, you come up next to the cart, and there's a strange stench as you begin to approach the cart. But at the same time, you also notice that your amulet begins to get slightly warmer at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's unsettling.
That's not great. All right. So I'll go up to the back side of it, the far side of it, and kind of try to lift up just a little bit of the tarp to see if I can see in there.
As you pull the tarp up in the back, you see underneath this what looks to be the feet of two individuals. That's all you see as you peek under the cart, under the tarp.
Okay, I'll just rip the tarp off.
Okay, you tear the tarp off, and in front of you, you see these two individuals chained hand and foot to the wooden planks. Groggle, you witness this as well, and you're struck with this feeling, shearing pain in both of your wrists and your ankles from remembering your own encounter with this cart, your misadventure at the Riverside Respite several days ago. One of the two appears to be a rough-looking dwarf, missing one arm, his left arm, and almost like in something of a drunken stupor, his eyes rolling around in the back of his head. Next to him lies a nearly white-skinned half-tiefling girl, face down, with her hands, legs, and neck chained down to the cart. Her cloak is slightly torn around her neck, revealing what looks to be the start of an enormous and intricate tattoo extending down her back. She, however, is completely motionless. Your ring, Bolin, begins to get warmer now as well. The amulet around your neck, Caroline, also heating up more and more.
Is it heating up when I... So that's all that's in the cart, those two bodies.
Two bodies chained down to this cart. One of them, a rough-looking dwarf missing his arm. The other, a tiefling face down, motionless.
Is the dwarf conscious, or is he, like you said, he was kind of drunk looking?
He looks like he's inebriated, but it could be drugged. It's hard to say.
The arm, is it like a wound, or is it something that is healed over? It's old.
It's older at this point. It's a stump.
Okay.
It's nothing new. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna jump in the cart and see if I can feel a pulse or tell if either of them are alive.
You jump up and give me a quick medicine check.
Medicine check.
I think you have a good medicine, actually.
Yeah, 21.
21. You get a slight pulse from the girl, the tiefling. A pretty decent pulse from the dwarf. He seems to be in much better shape than she is. She seems to be in some sort of state of comatose. He just seems to be affected by something, whether alcohol or poison, or it's hard to say.
Okay. And they're chained, so I don't have a way to open up the locks. I mean, I don't have really anything to pick them.
Yell over to Trago.
Yeah, I was just gonna do that. So I'm gonna yell over to say, "Hey guys, we gotta check this out. We got one here."
Well, wait, whoa! I'm not sure we want to.
What are we gonna do here?
Maybe we should wake one of them up first.
Yeah. Get some water or something.
We want to put out the carts first?
You guys are handling that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I'll try to pat the dwarf's face. I'll see if I can't get him to kind of come to.
I mean, he kind of rolls around a little bit, and as you do that, still with your high medicine check, you can see some sort of like rash moving up his neck, and you notice immediately that these looks to be the effects of something like a long-term poisoning. You get the sense from looking at his eyes as well that he's been drugged or poisoned.
Do I notice? I mean, do you tell that to the group?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
So
I'll, I guess, I'll walk up to the dwarf and I will cast Lesser Restoration, which cures poison.
Okay.
Or.
Oh, you have something that cures poison.
Well,
Son of a bitch.
see, here's the thing.
Just got it. I just got it.
Oh man.
It's not that I. Never.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just.
Yeah.
You destroyed the best winery in all of Theondir out of spite. So, Bolin, as you go up to the dwarf, you step onto the back of the cart and you place your hand upon his forehead, and this gentle light comes out of your fingers and into his face, and immediately his eyes begin to roll back to their normal state. The pupils that were dilated come back to normal. He takes a breath, looks up, seeing all of you. Go ahead, Mike, and introduce yourself and your character.
I guess I'll just weakly say, Gorlug. Kill me, you bastard.
Okay.
And I'm still out of it. I'm looking for Gorlug.
Yeah.
And was it at the Riverside Respite? Was it Mary? Was she one of the barmaids?
Yes, correct.
Where's that bitch Mary? Because now I'm starting to... That's the last thing I remember. Being at the Riverside Respite, being served by Mary. And then I only vaguely remember Gorlug. So I'm still out of it. But
Are
yeah,
you saying this? Are you saying this to us?
I'm just saying Gorlug,
Okay.
kill me, and then I mentioned Mary, so I'm still pretty delirious. But yeah, I've lost my left arm below the elbow, and I think I'm rather dark-skinned from being on a boat for so long, and I'm about 3'10", hill dwarf.
Hildor, nice.
So I want to see Gorlug.
So I kind
I
of
want him to kill me.
Who the hell? I smack him in the face a little. Who the hell are you? What's your name?
Bah, my name's Jen. Where's Gorlug?
Don't worry about Gorlug.
I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna hold up his head, like lift him up and say, "This guy."
Oh, you cut his head off?
No, I'm just like holding him.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. Oh, Jesus.
No, I did not cut his head off. I'm lifting his head so you can see that he's clearly dead.
So, Matt, am I able to move much?
Not much, no. I mean, your both your wrists and ankles are chained down. You've got this manacle-like thing around your neck as well.
And I'll say, who's the elf? Who's the chick?
I'll just look over and say, I've got no idea. I've never seen her before in my life. Are we in Theondir? Are we still in Theondir? Have I missed the celebration?
Yeah, just
I'm not sure how much of a celebration it was.
Yeah.
The Tri-Decade celebration. I have 10 gold worth of ale at the Riverside Respite. I need to drink it. And then, yeah, I'm just delirious. Just sort of going to lay there.
So, Matt, the elf that's next to him.
Tiefling, yeah. There's a tiefling next to her. Yep.
Am I able to kind of? You said she has a really, really thready or faint pulse.
Yeah, she seems to be in a deep state of comatose. And I'll also give you this from your high medicine check. It doesn't seem to be of natural cause. It seems to almost be a supernatural sort of catalyst that caused the comatose.
And so my amulet kind of gets warmer as I get closer to her, or to
Closer to her, yeah. The closer you get to her, the warmer the amulet gets.
And is she She's where the stench is coming from.
The stench seems to be more directed at the hill dwarf. In fact, he seems to have soiled himself in the cart.
Damn it!
I'll be careful where I step.
So, I mean, I'll ask the group: do we want to heal this girl? Do we want to? I mean, I can try and.
Well, I'm kind of curious.
back?
If my amulet's going crazy, that means she might.
My
be
ring. My ring too is getting really hot.
So I don't know.
We get.
Maybe we just let her be for a minute, and
Well, we need to find out what she knows.
Does
She might know something.
So she's wearing a cloak, right? Does she have any? She has a tattoo thing. Start of it. What?
Start on the back of her neck. Yeah.
Any other rings or, hanging off of her or anything like that?
No, it seems like she's been fairly stripped down of those things from her captors.
And you said
any jewelry left.
She's pale looking? Is that what you said? She's really
almost completely white.
When I touch her skin, does she feel warm or cold?
She feels cold.
Okay, then. Yeah, we should stay away. Let's.
So you're saying she's undead?
Do you think she's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Turn Undead. See what happens.
Ooh.
Okay, then I'm gonna step out of the cart.
Yeah. Okay.
Does she freak out?
Bolin, you cast Turn Undead. I'm assuming holding your symbol of Lathander.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll pull out the pearl with the octagonal shape and put it onto her forehead.
And as you cast this spell, immediately you see her body sort of twitching and writhing in the chains. Suddenly there seems to be some kind of life or unlife coming to her again as she's writhing and moving around. And Bolin, you alone hear something. A faint, gentle voice. Help me, please. Help me. And her body goes cold and limp again.
Okay. There's more to this girl than meets the eye.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard. Did you guys hear? I'm going to say. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that voice?
I didn't hear a thing. What are you talking about?
I heard somebody say, "Help me."
Hmm.
Okay. Was it similar to the
female
voices?
voice?
Was it her voice?
I don't know.
She didn't move her lips or anything. Was it in your head or?
I mean, you didn't hear it, did you?
Was
No.
it like those voices that we heard in the dungeon yesterday or 2 days ago whenever we were there?
I don't know. Was it? Is it similar to the voice I heard in my head when I was possessed by?
No, it doesn't. You don't recognize it. It's a different voice. Although, give me that's a good point. Roll me a d20. Just go ahead and roll me a d20, straight up d20.
2.
Jesus, Tim.
You don't seem to recognize it at all.
Ouch.
Well, and you're still kind of dazed. You took 25 hit points of damage, didn't you?
Yeah, that's true.
And at this point, you see that Jen is moving a little bit more now. He seems to be coming a little bit more to his senses at this point. That the poison anti-poison spell that you cast seems to be working quite well. The poison seems to be leaving his system at this point.
Can you come over and try to pick these locks or get these locks off him?
Yep, I can do that.
Maybe check.
Do we want to be searching the other crates and maybe search?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what
I
I
was
was
going to say. That's
kind
what
of-
I was doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
with
was
Trago.
doing.
Search
Putting
Gorlog?
fires out and-
You guys are able to pull off some food supplies that they had with them, and you're in fact able to get a total of 50 gold pieces in these various carts. Surprisingly, they don't have a whole lot of money on them. Perhaps some of it has disappeared with the rats. Hard to say.
What about Gorlog?
And Gorlog himself, he has also 150 gold and 180 silver pieces. So you can write that out on your inventory.
Who is Yeah, who's
I'm ready.
searching
I got
it?
a master.
Okay.
I got a master like gold list here.
Hey, Groggle, do you recognize this dwarf at all?
Nope. I mean, I don't think.
I mean, come over and look at him.
Do any of us recognize him? I mean, maybe call everyone over. Does this guy look familiar to any of you?
Is Chad picking the locks yet?
Yes, I think so.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
we
gonna grab.
just got
I'm
done
gonna
searching as we walk over.
grab his chains and try to break his chains, Matt.
All right, give me just a straight strength check.
Groggle Chain Breaker.
That's a good nickname.
Yeah.
That's a +5, right?
Yeah, I think that's your strength one.
17.
17. Okay, you're pulling on these chains like crazy and trying to get them to pull off, and they don't seem to be budging. At the same time, Trigo comes up right next to you and just snaps them open.
Before I
and
open them, I'm like, "Are you done?"
And the manacles sort of click off of the hill dwarf's arms, neck, legs, and also, are you doing the girl as well?
No, I don't think we should.
Girl? You don't want me to do the girl?
I mean, she's there. We don't know. There's something about
you're
her.
hearing voices in your head. Should we put you down next to her real quick so you don't fucking kill us again? Is that what's going on here?
So here, okay. So,
All right, Matt. Here's what I'm gonna do. I want to go.
You try to kill your party once, and they never let
Are
you.
we just replacing
Yeah,
you,
man.
Colin? Is that what's
how
going
many
on?
times?
So Matt, what I want to do is I want to climb back to the top of the ridge and just kind of look and see if I see anybody else coming or.
Okay, yep. Go ahead and give me an investigation check when you get up there.
12.
12. You don't seem to notice anybody else. This seems to be a lone caravan.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to ask our buddy here. Also,
Yeah, I was just gonna say exactly what
is this like a well-traveled area? Is this a fluke? What's going on here?
Yeah, is this an actual road, or is it just a trail through the woods?
No, there is something of a beaten path along the river on the low ground. You guys, there's not really any paths up on the bluff, but it's more little trails up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Phineas if this is like a pretty commonly used route for smugglers, or.
Oh, it's a pretty straight up, easiest path to get to Truhamn from Theondir. So yes, it's well traveled.
All right.
I'm
Are we the
surprised
bad
I haven't
guys
seen
in
anybody
this?
else here at this point.
Are we the
I would
bad
suggest
guys in this? Are we bandits right now? Because we might want to get the fuck out of here.
Well,
I would suggest we move on because I think it is very likely we will run across somebody else on this path. Yes.
I'll bring our horses down. We can use. Maybe we just use the trail.
Yeah. Are their horses still alive? Are they in good shape?
Their horses are pretty rough shape. One of them is okay.
Can we use the cart? Let's take the cart with us with the girl in it.
The stinky cart?
Well,
Yep.
I don't think it's the cart. I think it's the dwarf.
When he says that, I'll go grab some river water and dump it on him.
And that seems to help a bit with the stench. I mean, it at least gets off some of the first layer of grime, shall we say?
Dwarf, we're heading to Truhamn. You can come with us. You can not come with us. The first sight of anything funny, I think you've seen the results of what we can accomplish. And I'll hold up Gorlog's head.
So can I move about now a little bit?
Yes, so you are now out of your manacles and chains, and you're able to sit up in the cart and to move around, correct?
So I want to hop down and kind of stretch, get my bearings, and then once I see the body of Gorlug, I'm going to not quite run, but I'm going to go over there and I'm going to start kicking his body. Just kicking it. And
I'm gonna
then
we should all join
and then
in.
I'm going to pause and look around and see Trago, and I'm going to go over to him and say, not ask, I'm going to demand a dagger. or a knife of some kind.
Are you gonna knife me with it?
I'm just gonna look around. I'm gonna look over all of you, and I'm gonna say, "You rogue, give me a knife." I'm just gonna go straight up to him.
What are you gonna do with it?
Give me a knife.
Okay, I'll get. All right, I'll give him a knife.
Okay.
And I'm stepping back and.
One of your normal daggers, yeah.
Yeah, one of my normal. I'm not gonna give him a good one.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to Gorlug, and I'm gonna basically start dressing the body, like I've done this before. And so I'm going to cut down the back on either side of the spine. I'm gonna take wiggle it around at the base of the skull.
Oh my goodness.
And then with my one arm...
Hold on. I think the rest of us, we need to have a private conference.
I'm going to grab the top and just rip the spine. Like
I can see this on the ridge. I'm like, what the fuck?
Take the spine and rip it out. And then I'm going to sort of calm down for a bit. I'm just going to toss it into the river and go back to Trago and give him his knife back.
No, you can you can
That's
have
yours
that
now.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, thanks,
go ahead and write a dagger in your inventory there, Jen.
Do that.
And I'm gonna walk over to Bull and be like, I just thought he was gonna stab the fuck out of it for a couple minutes, but that was kind
Holy crap!
That was kind of dark.
I think a grog.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm very unsettled by what I've seen today.
Yeah.
A lot of violence today.
And after that, I'm pretty calm and I cheer up a little bit. Thank you, all my friends.
Yeah.
Thank my new friends.
That was therapy.
Thank you.
What is Jen wearing? What are you wearing?
Are you like in rags? Yeah.
I imagine not a whole lot because the dwarves had me. In the thing, it says just common clothes.
Yeah, and they're pretty tattered at this point. Tattered and soiled and, pretty rough outfit.
Well, Jen, while we dispose of the rest of these bodies, do you want to take a minute and get it like a bath real quick, and we'll kind of clean up here, and then we'll get moving, and you can go on your way?
Oh, thank you, Fred. That's an excellent idea, and I'll immediately disrobe in front of him and the river.
How tall is he? Like
3 foot.
3'10", I think.
Okay, so it's not like his junk is like hanging in my face. All right, I'm good. And then I'm gonna proceed to I'm thinking we unhook the horses, let the bad one run unless Jen wants it. Take the good one with the cart and get moving. So if any patrols, Phineas, patrols come through here ever?
That's on the cart. Or are we gonna have to switch horses around?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Niv?
Is the good horse the one that's on the cart?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Phineas looks to you, Trago, and he says, the military is the only ones who patrol these areas, but only in times of need when the military needs to be moving between cities. I would suspect, given the events of the last couple of days, that we may meet some patrols here. So I would suggest that we get moving.
Yeah, let's get going here.
Do we intend to take the path, or are we voyaging off the path? I mean, is the idea to not be seen? I mean, Phineas, do you have any concerns about us?
There's a reason why we weren't on the path to begin with.
For the sake of security, I would say we move off of the path, which will make the cart difficult for us to take with us.
Yeah.
I suggest we leave the cart behind. But just for the sake of safety, you see him step back, mouth a few words, and a shimmer comes across him, and he is transformed into the image, once again, of one of the soldiers from Theondir, the sons of Silus. So if we do meet any soldiers, military, I will be prepared.
Okay, so we have the issue of this tiefling.
How big is it? How does she heavy? Is she 200 pounds, or is she
She looks to be quite light.
Quite light?
I mean, could we put her over?
So 70, 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Put her over the horse?
Yeah. Wouldn't be a problem.
We're all... Yeah, so are her chains, are they manticles? Are they attached to the cart? Can we
Correct.
Keep her chained up?
Yeah, they're attached to the cart.
Didn't somebody grab change or something? What happened there?
I have a...
I don't think we
Rope.
Do we tie her up, hand and foot?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's
leave her tie her up.
Leave her bound. Definitely, she is. There's more to her, but she's definitely undead.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I'll unlock the chains. We'll get her up on a horse. Make sure she's tied nice and secure. And then, do we leave everything else? Do we leave the carts?
Yep.
Is there any carts? Any of the carts that were like on fire? That the other carts? Can we search them and see what was in them at least?
Yep, there's food, supplies, camping supplies, things you need when you're making an overland journey.
Yeah.
You found the gold pieces, the silver on gold log as well.
Matt, were there any arrows at all, or any other weapons?
There was a little cache of arrows, and some well used swords, daggers that aren't really of much value. Some spears as well.
I need the arrows.
Okay. Yep.
And I'm gonna definitely go back and get my bow.
There's about 35 arrows there.
Can I take all of them?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Do we want to dump everything in the river?
Us?
Yeah, at this point, I go, hey, is Stumpy coming with?
I'd say I sort of look around and seeing nothing really going on except the body of Gorlug. Say that's an excellent idea. If you'll have me, I'll gladly join you.
Interestingly, when he steps out of the water after taking his bath,
shrinkage.
In addition to that, they don't call him Stumpy for no reason.
Yeah.
No. In addition to that, as he steps out of the water, you guys seem to observe something strange. The water seems to react in a slightly odd way around him, as if he's had some sort of experience with water. It's an odd scene as he steps out of the water, almost as if the water's responding to each footstep and moving slightly out of the way of him.
Like he's hydrophobic?
Like, I'll just stand there and go like, what? What are you guys looking at?
We got to get moving.
Yeah. Are we going to dump the bodies in the river?
Whatever.
That's a dragonborn just like, fuck it, I don't care. Let's get going.
I don't care. Let them rot. Jesus. One of them's missing a freaking spine.
The spine's in the river at this point, so.
Oh.
Yeah, I think let's clear as much evidence as we can. I mean, let's throw everything in the river.
And Gorlug is huge. It's going to take a bit to drag him.
Not without a spine. He's just like floppy.
How long does Pass Without a Trace last?
An hour?
I think so, yeah. Let me double check. I mean, it hasn't been that long.
No, it hasn't.
Phineas, how far are we from Truhamn?
Yeah, 1 hour.
1 hour, yeah. We should be able to get there within 4 or 5 more hours of riding.
Okay. Do our horses have Pass Without a Trace?
If they're within the 30 foot, they do, yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, if a patrol does come across us, if they start tracking us.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
We got to get moving, try to lose them as soon as possible. Which way are we going? Pretend the map is still there. Are we going to the left or are we going to the right?
You're going to the left. Yeah, you're following the flow of the river heading out towards the coast at this point.
Phineas, how deep is the river here? Can we go down a mile or two?
Dump those guys in the river and then just travel along beside their floating bodies.
Well,
Is the river flowing the opposite way we're traveling?
No, it's going in the same direction you're going.
Okay, that's not going to work then.
Not to see now. Well, okay, so
if we ride into the river, if it's shallow enough, we follow it for like a mile or two, so then we maybe lose their trail, and then get back on the trail a couple miles down the road. It'll be harder to track us.
Well, it's a fordable river, so I mean, you could, in fact, if you wanted to, you could travel in the river for a while.
We won't leave any tracks for whatever the duration of this spell, so there won't be any tracks from this point for the next 45 minutes.
Should we just ride as quick as we can?
Yep.
Yeah, let's just go.
Phineas, does that sound good to you?
Sounds like a plan. Let's move.
Oh yeah, it's not like they're dead Theondir guards here. It's just some...
Right. I don't think they're going to care. That's a bunch of dead orcs.
Yeah, but there's also
Those
a
rat
couple
guys.
of rat guys that could be coming back too.
Well, they won't be a problem.
They might talk, but
I don't think
Right.
any guards or soldiers are going to want to talk to a bunch of rat people.
right.
So you guys, you decide to move on. Phineas takes the lead once again. You mount your horses. He mounts his pony, and you begin to ride with this tiefling tied up on the horse. Whose horse is she on, by the way?
Not mine.
She'd be on her
Mine.
own.
I'll put it on
We only
mine.
have one
Okay.
extra horse.
Okay, Bolin takes
we-
her and places her on the
Or-
horse.
We all had horses. Phineas
Yeah,
did.
everyone
we
had a
have
horse.
one extra horse because one
You
of
have
the
one extra
horses
horse,
was-
but now you have Jen as well, who is with you.
Jen
Yep.
is on there. Yeah.
So Bolin, you place her onto your horse,
Yeah.
and you begin to ride. With Paso de la Trace, there are absolutely no problems. You seem to slip into the bluffs and slip through the trees without noticing. You don't see anybody at this point. You ride on for the better part of 3 or 4 hours. And as you begin to near the coast, you come to the highest point on the plains before the land begins to slant downwards to the sea. And there off in the distance, you gain your first sight of Truhamn. It's an incredible circular city built out of the stone cliff itself in a circular fashion. A white wall wraps around it, just like the white wall that was around Theondir, with spiders shooting out of it every 200 feet or so. And the city itself, like I said, is carved out of the stone. With each layer, it steps down out and outwards towards the water, the raging sea, almost like the various rows you would see on a circular set of theater seats in a theater. And at the last rung, there's an enormous stone bridge running out to an island in the middle of the circular harbor, out of which shoots dozens and dozens of wooden wharfs, of which are attached to what looks to be hundreds of boats of various makes and sizes. And the path that you're walking on, you see as it funnels down towards a main gate, where soldiers seem to be standing guard, scanning the flow of crowds that move in and out of the city for anything that looks suspicious. And as you begin to ride closer, Bolin, your ring once again begins to heat up.
Are we? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Nope.
Was this like a bay
We gotta.
or a
We probably don't
fjord?
be like riding into a
kind of
city
thing?
with a tiefling on a horse.
Yeah. Right. Are we out of like? Can they tell? Like, are we close enough that they're like, "What the hell's going on?" Or are we like?
No, you're still a good ways off. You can see
Okay.
this off in the distance.
So is this like a bay or a fjord, kind of, when you say circular?
So it's basically the ocean runs up to the land, and then there's a massive inlet there's a circular wall around, and then there's a steps in the stone that go down to the circle. So there's this massive amount of circular water in the center, and there's an island in the middle of it. So it's almost like there's an inlet out of the sea that goes in a circular fashion into the land, and built out of the cliffs are this steppe city.
Okay.
Quite a fantastic sight.
Do we have extra clothes for Jen so he doesn't look like
Pile
a
of crap.
beggar slave guy?
Um,
we have. I'm assuming we have something probably.
Can we put a cloak over the tiefling too? Can we?
Well, I was going to ask, is a tiefling an uncommon sight? I mean, she is comatose, but would people necessarily notice? Like, would it be odd to see a tiefling in public?
Tieflings are a bit strange. In Theondir, there's a few of them around. I mean, you see them every once in a while. A comatose tiefling on a horse would definitely raise some suspicions.
I have a winter
that.
blanket. I have a winter blanket. I'll just
Thing?
put my blanket over the
So
tiefling,
now
almost
you
like
got
it's.
a hooded something
Well,
sitting
it's like
on a horse.
because she's like
Oh,
she's like over the horse,
Okay, yeah.
right? And so I'll just put it's almost like a satchel, not a satchel, but like a big like saddlebag.
Mhm.
Okay, do you want to try that?
Are we gonna go
Yeah.
with that?
Yeah,
Seems pretty flimsy. All they gotta do is lift up
Well-
that blanket, and then they see a fucking unconscious tiefling.
Well, I mean,
What do we know about
I could put my
Truhamn?
ring on her and see what happens.
Or like cast an illusion to make her seem like
Yeah.
she's awake and normal.
Can't you just put her like up in the saddle next to you?
Like Weekend at Bernie's. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So I'm gonna put her in front of me. So like it's her, and then I'm in back of her. But I'm like holding onto the horse.
Okay. All right.
But I'm gonna put like,
Oh no.
no, I'm not
I
gonna
mean-
do that. That's a. I was gonna say, well, let's put the bubble on her,
Ooh.
like a disguise. But
I can make myself look like a tiefling child and say that she's my mother. We're in the
Sick
city.
mother or something. Yeah.
sure.
Sick mother. We're looking for a healer.
Where are we even going?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
We're going to
We'll go to
Truhamn to get
Truhamn.
the Vambraces.
Right,
Yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
we're at
All right.
Truhamn, so where are we going?
We're almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to
Phineas
we
get
just
is,
in a
going
Phineas
boat.
to
is
an
leading you
inn?
guys in.
Phineas is Sherpa.
We need to get into a boat and go to a couple of different places. Is that what's going on?
Right.
They had mentioned
big
the-
picture. Where are we going? Like, are we going to an inn, or where are we going that we need to
That way to get a ship.
Yeah.
hide this?
It was 2 months ago, so I can fill you guys in. That you had
Yeah.
received instructions to go to the Spitfire Inn in Truhamn. I don't know if
Okay.
that name rings a bell. And Phineas knows where that is. He's been in Truhamn before, so he is willing to lead you there, and then send you off on your way. He's done his duty as far as he's concerned. Once he gets you there.
Phineas, how familiar are you with Truhamn, the city? What
How
are
familiar am I
how,
with it?
like how can we get this tiefling in the city into the inn and get some privacy so we can figure out what the hell to do with her?
Your ideas are as good as mine as far as getting her in.
You don't have any smugglers way to get in?
I am an illusionist. I could work some magic if you'd like. I could try.
Well,
Say,
Yeah,
find
how
She
is
seems
your
pretty
doctor's
lively to me.
office
I mean,
and dump her on the steps and leave.
I could cast a spell to make a smile come across her face as you enter the gate.
perfect.
Perfect.
okay, let's go in 2 groups. Bolin and the tiefling with Groggle, and then the rest of us will go afterwards.
So just me
Why?
Yeah.
and everybody else.
Why don't we all just go at the same time? The more of us that are there, the harder, they're
Alright.
less likely to notice. Hey, Ruby.
How, Phineas, how
What's up, dude?
what's the standard bribe here for these guards to let us pass without asking too many questions?
Oh, Truhamn, that's rather fine folk here. It's going to be quite expensive, if not rejected outright. It's a risk.
We'll be all right. Don't
It's a
worry
risk.
about
All right.
The question is how
I'm going.
persuasive
I'm
are
riding
you?
forward.
We'll be
I'm
very
riding forward.
Okay. So
We're going for it.
Bolin rides forward with this tiefling in front of him, and Phineas, following behind, casts a minor illusion and makes her face sort of glow and smile. Makes it look as if she's awake, her eyes are open, as if she's feeling okay. Go ahead now, Bolin. Give me a deception check with advantage.
Matt, how old does this tiefling look? Like, is it
A young tiefling,
young
maybe
tiefling?
maybe 15, 16 years old.
I'm gonna make myself look like similar to her, same color, maybe a slightly different shade. I want to look like her younger sister,
Mm-hmm.
or actually younger brother. Younger brother. I'll go with younger brother.
Okay.
13, Matt.
A 13. Okay. As you approach, the guard comes over and says to you, "Halt! What is your business here? You and the girl."
Hello, good sir. We are meeting some friends at the Spitfire Inn. Wish passage to your beautiful city of Truhamn.
He laughs to himself. Oh, the Spitfire Inn, you say, huh? He eyes you up and down. Good luck getting in there, mates. The Spitfire is only the finest of the establishments we have in this city. Lady Arif Tips is quite particular about who she allows to be her clientele. But who am I to judge, of course? Make your way. It's in the cliffside, center of the city. You can't miss it. The main entrance is an enormous carved door flanked by 2 gigantic dragons, also carved out of stone, each of them breathing fire down upon the door. A masterpiece created by a local artist, but good luck getting in. And he laughs at that and allows you to pass, going over to tell his comrade what you had just mentioned. He also looks at you and eyes you up and down, laughs as well, as if, who would these people think they are?
As I pass by, I cast Thaumaturgy and try to blow a strong enough gust of wind where he falls over and makes a complete fool of himself.
A wind comes, and he doesn't fall over, but he looks around, sort of rather curiously and disturbed by what had just happened there.
Ooh, yeah. Lose your balance there, my friend.
Move along.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So you successfully move through. The rest of you, that doesn't seem to be anything strange. You're also to move through also without a problem. Phineas leads you guys well through this place.
I want to wave to the guards, like really happy with my stump. With the same guards as we go by. Like I'm thrilled to be here.
They sort of raise their hand and wave back, looking at their hand, looking at your stump, thinking, yeah. They have seen many things in their days, but this is quite an interesting day for them.
Can minor illusion make it look like I have a stump also? Can it do that?
Yes, absolutely.
But I want to do that and wave with my stump as I ride by.
At this point, the guards are getting a little freaked out at the second stumpy person entering their city. At this point, one of the guards sort of has to leave to go take a break. He's sort of like he can't quite handle this. Phineas leads you guys through the city, and you see immediately now before you this incredibly beautiful stone city with the different steps. Store after store stretching out. It's just an incredible, beautiful sight. And he moves you along this path, and you notice that there are wide stairways, about 30 feet wide across, that allow citizens to move between the various layers of the city. And Phineas turns to you and says, I do remember the path. Please follow me. Follow me. And he takes you along these stairs. You follow a winding stairs path. First you go up, and then you go up, and then you go down, and then you go down, and then you go slightly to the left, and then to the right, and then to the left, and then to the right, until you come to a main stairway. It's like something like the interstate highway running through the city that takes you directly to any of the levels of the city, and even all the way to the harbor below. And he leads you down this stairway to the center of the city. Is there anything you guys would like to do as you begin to walk to the center of the city, to the Spitfire?
I hit select and start for those 30 extra lives. Did you do that on purpose? Was it up, down, left, right, BA, select, start? Is that what you just did?
Start, baby.
As we're going, I want to kind of pull up my horse next to Jen and ask him, first off, how did you end up being a slave, basically? How did you get captured, and are you a fighting man, and is that how you lost your...
Indelicately.
Yeah.
I lost my arm fighting a crocodile, the biggest damn croc I'd ever seen. But I ran into some trouble, and I had to leave my home city, thanks to the help of some fishermen who I came across, and I came to Theondir to have a bit of R&R after my struggles. and I was set upon by these orcs after that bitch Mary served me poisoned ale at the Riverside Respite. Boy, I'd like to have a word with her.
Yeah, so we've had some experience with Mary as well. How long ago did you get poisoned from her? How many days do you think?
It's hard to say at this point. But yeah, this would have been after your run-in with her. Just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Well,
because I tried to pay her off too, to like be like a kind of. I don't know if you knew that.
That just sort of came to me though, the Mary, because like Groggle almost killed her. I'm like, oh wait, she's alive, so I can blame this all on her.
All right.
I probably lost a lot track of time.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
I would know
when
the
track of time
celebration is, and now I know I've missed it, and I'm kind of bummed about that.
Well, you should maybe talk to our buddy Groggle over here, because I think you both kind of have an issue with Mary. If we ever make it back there, we could get some answers out of her, possibly.
The first thing I'm going to do is kill her.
Well, hold on. She did take my money.
I think I'd do that as well.
The NPC graveyard grows.
Right. Other than
Right,
that,
so-
I don't think we need to do. Do we need to buy anything?
I don't need anything.
I mean, we got provisions. I got enough arrows now to last me a while.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting shops that you guys walk by on your path, moving up and up and down and down and left and right, and you come across all sorts of different shops. I mean, with curious names, Truhamn hams and specialty meats, for example. The Dirty Dozen is another one. The Quiver, the Quicker Elixir, ... Quarantine Canteen, Scheffler's Retreat, and also a store called the Underground with a sort of strange glass ball crystal sticking out of the side of the stone.
That sounds interesting. So, remind me, we're here in Truhamn to get a ship to go somewhere and get Vambraces.
Phineas is going to get you a ship so you can head north.
Yep.
Okay, Phineas, how long do you think it's going to take for us to find a ship out of here? Is it going to be a couple days, or?
Yeah, it depends on the lady, if how willing she is to help us.
Okay, and in our current state, is she going to be willing to help us?
Doubtful.
And I'm gonna nudge over to Jen. Like, I mean, we need to.
Well, at this point, I'm gonna kind of look around, make sure no one's looking too much, and I'm gonna drop the tiefling and just go back to my normal self. And yeah.
I mean, Phineas,
I guess I'll put on the Baron persona.
There you go. Maybe we should get in our costumes.
Are you still wearing yours? Or did you take it off?
I probably would have taken it off to avoid suspicion or like not draw attention. But if the idea of Phineas is for us to look as presentable and higher up in the caste system as possible.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know how I'm going to sell you to the lady, but I'll do my best.
Would it help for just maybe one of us, two of us, to present on behalf of the group?
Maybe leave the armless dwarf at home on that one.
Perhaps your guess is as good as mine, Bolin.
Half-orc.
Have you met the lady?
I have not. I've only heard about her.
Okay. Right. So I'm thinking maybe the guard kind of was onto something.
Yeah.
We need to either get some finer clothes or just a couple of us go in. I could go full Duke and Bolin or whoever could
Full
be
Duke.
my manservice.
Well, Bolin seems to be, I wouldn't know this, but Bolin's the smooth talker, it seems like.
That is incorrect.
I mean, I got my cloak. I can wear that. Matt, you said
I
there
might
was
point to Niv. I might point to Niv and say Niv and Trago might be the best.
Because are we at the inn, like hanging out outside of it?
You're making your way to the center of the city, so you're not quite there yet. You're just going through basically the merchant section of the city. There's different restaurants and things like that, but different stores. So if you're looking for a clothing store, you'd be able to find one without a problem.
I've got fancy clothes. Yeah. I'm looking for a place to change.
Right, and then also we have to get our story straight on why we're going to where we're going. Do we have a story?
Which is we're going to Nordris? Is that right?
Yeah. Phineas, would the lady be sympathetic to our cause? Is that why we're going to her? Like, does she know why? I mean, are we expected? Does she understand, like, our mission?
Does Phineas know what we're supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
How in the know is Phineas?
Phineas doesn't know much about your mission. He just knows that you were sent by Ildrox.
And
so
Academy.
he's willing to help you because he knows that he will be well paid by Ildrox for any services he renders.
Is the lady familiar with Ildrox and the Synchari Academy? Do you know?
I think absolutely. If you drop his name, she knows him.
Sure.
She has met him. She has been with him before.
Truhamn is also ruled by.
Correct.
The governor.
Yeah.
Tyrius?
Yeah, correct. So it's all on the same island. So it's all under the same jurisdiction of the Sons of Silus, the military. Correct.
We don't know where true allegiance lies. Could we just go try to charter our own ship?
It's possible.
Cut out the middleman?
Do we have the money to charter our own ship?
Yeah.
I mean, I have, what did I just get?
I don't have much.
Right.
I mean,
Off that fight, we have...
Phineas,
100?
how much would a ship be to charter to where we're going? Ballpark.
Well, you're going up to the north with the icy north. Dangerous trip. 20,000 gold.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And you said icy, so we probably should get clothes.
Bundle up. So what?
And we'll look at Jen and say, Jen, if you're, since you are without.
Definitely need to get some bundled up. We might. I don't know how much clothes cost, but we have a couple hundred gold and like 180 silver, so we should hopefully be able to get outfitted at least for the trip.
I don't know what do we have to lose by going to the lady? We have nothing to lose at this point.
Right. Now the question is who goes? Me and Niv Bolin.
I want to keep my eye on this tiefling.
Okay.
I don't really want to let her out of my sight.
I would think we might want to find an inn or something first,
or
so that we don't have this unconscious tiefling just hanging out in the streets.
Right. Yeah.
You did pass an inn on your way, Sheffer's Retreat, which is an inn right next to another store, Towns Gowns, if you're looking for clothing, which is actually right across from the underground.
All right,
okay.
Let's go get a room in the inn.
Let's go get a room there.
Yeah.
And then lay low for a little bit, and then try to set up a meeting with the lady.
Okay.
Jen, do we? I mean, actually, I'm gonna segregate us from Jen for a little bit and just kind of say, Jen, we need to have kind of a group convo here. Give us a minute.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I'll wander off, look at the fountain or whatever.
Do we want to bring him into the fold? Is this? I mean, we have no clue who this guy is.
Well, what was it? Was it a alligator or a crocodile?
Yeah.
Crocodile. He said he lost his arm to a crocodile. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Is it like a monster? It's like a dragon? What's a crocodile?
It's a giant reptile.
A reptile. So like a lizard? Like a salamander?
Sure.
I mean, like me? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I didn't see you there. Well,
Careful.
And also, whose fucking dragon was that? Was it not yours?
It was not. No, it wasn't. Must have been Phineas. I mean, Phineas cast like 2 fireballs.
Yeah, what the hell?
He obviously knows
With
magic.
fucking dragons, not dragonborn.
Okay.
Caroline. Dragons.
Okay.
Not the D word.
Yeah.
I'll say this, strangely enough, as Jen walks away and you guys are having your conversation, after a few minutes, you see, strangely enough, that he seems to be engaged in conversation with what looks to be several sailors from the harbor below. In rather deep and interesting conversation, engaging conversation with these sailors. It seems as if he has some sense of what he's talking about with the sailors.
I mean, we are about to head onto the water.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like this guy's got some sort of connection with the water. He may have.
Any ideas
He
on
may
that?
prove.
Well,
Have I seen anything like what I saw with Jen in the water? Am I familiar with that effect and what that could be in my?
I'll say in your studies, you've seen similar things with control water spells. It doesn't seem like he has the magical abilities for that, but there seems to be something that he has picked up somewhere that would give him a sense of ability to control water.
why don't we just ask him?
Ask him what?
Like, I mean, if you guys saw something that he did in the water, just ask him, say, hey, what's the deal with that? See what he says. But, I mean, if we think that he's knowledgeable about the sea, it'd be nice to have him along, because as an ally, we don't know a thing about him. Or what,
or how to pilot a ship, for that matter.
Well,
I mean,
are we going to have to pilot a
Will
ship?
we have a crew?
Well, yeah. I mean,
We'll get passage on a ship.
yeah.
We should be able to
steal a
get a
ship.
crew if we're able to convince the lady to give us a crew. She probably will give us a crew to take her own ship. She won't just give us her ships, I'm assuming. But that will
Matt.
cost Ildrox a fair sum.
Matt, so as they're visiting, I want to walk over to Stumpy and I want to pull a dagger out and I want to kind of put it up to his neck and say, "What's with the water?"
What's with the water?
I'm not joking. I want to do that.
Okay.
Do we see him go do this?
The other
See,
sailors
this is-
sort of immediately step back when they see the knife come out.
Well, so just meta for a bit. I was reading the background of in dwarves in general hate the water. So Matt, when you said you're quite an able sailor or whatever, I'm like, what? It seemed to me that you had something in mind.
I think we should.
Oh.
Do you want to talk
Do
to Matt by
you
yourself?
need a couple minutes to talk to Matt?
Because I don't know what Jen would be ignorant of this. He would say, "Oh, I love the water. I love swimming."
You're a hill dwarf.
Just to continue with the meta though, I'm just going off the backstory of he's had some quite extensive sailing experience. From
Well,
your
yeah,
backstory.
and then I read in the handbook like, "Oh, dwarves hate the water." Like,
But
worse
this
than
one
any-
is an
This one
exception.
doesn't.
Your backstory, I'm gonna go with it. I like that. It makes him interesting.
right? Yeah.
A hill dwarf who's actually quite proficient in sailing.
I love the water, and the water loves me, mate.
Mate.
All right, I back down.
All right. So you've sailed before then, obviously?
Oh, all around, even up to the north, once or twice.
Ah.
Really?
What ships by chance have you been on in the past? Any
Yeah.
notable?
Frowny Frumpet, have you heard of that one?
No, I don't think I've heard.
Odie McBoatface.
What was our starting city when we left on the ship?
Haldir Harbor, wasn't it?
Haldir Harbor.
You left Haroldheim and came to Haldir Harbor. Yes.
Have you ever been to Haldir Harbor or Haeldheim?
Recently?
Oh, many times. It's like a second home to me.
Right. Are you familiar with the Willow Weeper, Captain Bornald?
How do you
Willow
remember? Oh, yeah, no.
Barnard.
Have you seen Barnard? He's a good friend of mine.
Oh my
I love
god.
how orange.
yeah,
Seen the one with orange hair. I give him crap about his orange hair.
You know what? We did too, actually. I don't think he really appreciated it because he didn't realize that we were just like bullshitting with him and being friendly about it. So it's kind of, I think he got a little salty at us about it. But yeah,
Sounds just like
So-
Barnard.
yeah.
What's going on?
Good captain. Good
I'm going to
captain.
the underground.
Very, very good captain.
What's that, Caroline?
I'm going to the underground. I want to check out this place.
Yeah.
While they're yapping about stuff.
Okay. Caroline, you walk over to the underground, and it's strange because as you get closer to this building, it appears to be dark, locked up at the moment. There's nothing going on there. It's not open for business at the moment. But you see this crystal ball sticking out of the side of the building, and you see etched into it the letters "The Underground," fine crystal and glasswares by J.P. Franzine.
Oh, no way! He's got like a franchise. That guy's got like a franchise.
I get Gravel to bust the door open and then.
Remind me, which one was he when I killed?
Oh, send him to
He
another
doesn't even remember anymore.
another reality. And
That was Mittendorf Merriment guy, right?
He was the guy that had the fighting ring,
Right.
remember? And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
made the eggs.
He's the owner of the Overhead in Theondir. The Overhead, fine crystal and glasswares by J.P. Franzine. Sir J.P. Franzine, I should mention.
there's the overhead and the underground. All right, so there's no window or anything I can kind of look into, or?
Yeah, there's a window you can look into.
Oh, so I'll look in and see if there's like any light on or anything, or?
I mean, it's very dimly lit at this point, but when you look into the window, it looks nearly identical to the Overhead in the way it's set up. You see similar glasswares for sale and all of that. But interestingly enough, in the back of the room, from the Overhead, you remember this, there was a stairway that went up. Oddly enough, there's a stairway here, but it goes down deeper into the stone behind the building. But almost identical to the other building. It seems like he does have a franchise. This is a branch that he has. He probably has these all over the island of Falondir.
So the front door, can I try it? Is it locked? Can I open it?
It's locked. Yep.
Does it feel secure? Maybe it's weak?
It's pretty strong. Yeah, at this point.
Okay.
I mean, it's. I mean, this is expensive stuff in there, so it's locked up pretty well.
All right. I'll walk back over and tell the guys what I found. Yes. Yes, it's true.
Where did we leave him? Did we just
Where
leave him
did we
at
leave him?
He
We
ran
left-
away
just
to
get
the
out of-
south.
Yeah,
of the
after
city.
After we
Send him another
portaled
plane
him
Ported
to
him,
the other.
mate.
Yeah.
and broke the
forced
order.
him to give us all those gold that we now lost again.
Yeah, we really screwed him. So
I wonder if we could use him
Yeah.
with the lady. We could
That's
get
a
him
good
to
question.
get us in with the lady. Because he's kind of a hoity-toity, high flute and...
the tiefling.
No, we can get Franzine if he's
okay.
there
Oh.
to say, Franzine, you're going to introduce us to the lady.
Oh yeah, because he owes
Shit
them
up
out,
here,
doesn't he?
too.
I
Huh?
was gonna say, what about Timmy? Because Timmy, remember Timmy? He was
Yeah.
super like high in the, but he killed himself.
He's dead, yeah.
Timmy was from Truhamn.
Spoilers.
Originally, and
Spoiler alert.
Timmy Fizzlebottom.
Timmy Fizzlebottom's committed suicide in the throne room of Theondir Keep.
How
Kara kara.
he was a
He was a bard.
no, but he wasn't a human. He was a short dude, right?
He's
No,
a
was
halfling,
he?
wasn't he?
Halfling?
Yeah.
I think
Timmy?
he was one of, yeah.
Yeah,
Feels like a year ago.
Well,
Yeah,
it was a year ago.
as we're reminiscing about this,
Yeah.
he is a
I'll
halfling
turn
bard. Yes.
to-
Only happened like 4 or 5 days ago.
I'll
A couple weeks probably, maybe.
That's true.
I'll turn to Trago and ask him if he remembers what Timmy looked like.
I mean, I think I would at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. You would.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I could just.
Yeah, let's do that. It's a great idea.
What now?
Pretend
Change
to
into
be.
change to Timmy, and let's Let's go talk to the woman. I mean,
Timmy's image and voice and mannerisms are burned into your memory after the horrific events of Theondir Keep.
Do you need a
It's gonna
recorder?
give you PTSD.
Who was he? He reported to some woman, right? That
Some game.
yeah. Who was that? Do we remember? Who was that, Matt? Do we remember?
Yeah, it was Lady Deh-Lehndah, who is also
We
from
know-
Truhamn.
So wait a minute. So
What
is
lady
the
are we
lady
going to-
is the lady the same lady?
Lady Deh-Lehndah?
Ask me
Yeah.
that. What's the lady's name that we're going to meet?
Phineas says, as far as I know, her name is Lady Erftips.
Do you know
The
of
Arif
a lady Deh-Lehndah in Truhamn?
I mean, the name is she's one of the wealthiest business people in the city. She's a wealthy landowner. She has many properties and mansions in the city. So of course everybody knows her name.
What about the guy who owns this shop? And I point to the underground.
He looks up at the ball, the sphere. J.P. Franzine, Sir J.P. Franzine. Yeah, I've seen his glasswares before.
Okay. At this point, I think we should probably get, like Niv said, get a room, rest up a little bit, kind of figure out our plan, and then move forward from there.
You guys want to have a full evening's rest, or do you want to have a short rest? What are you thinking here?
What time of day is it
What
right
time
now?
is it?
It's late afternoon at this point.
Afternoon.
You left early in the morning.
I
I'm
don't
thinking.
think any of us, none of us are super. I mean, I'm the only one that really took damage. I think.
I did one spell, but I'm thinking that
I
definitely need to eat. Drago needs to
Yeah,
eat. He
I
wants
just
to eat,
need
have a couple
a-
beers.
I just need a couple of hit dice, and I'll be good.
So maybe get
Well,
a
we can-
room, get some
Yep.
supper and a meal, and then talk a little bit while we eat, and then figure out what we're gonna do.
No problem. So you come into the Shepherds retreat, and you're able to get a room to rest and a meal and some sustenance. It'll cost you approximately 5 gold pieces for the rooms, for the food, for the drinks, and
Per
after
person or just all together?
total, yeah, total.
Okay.
And after a good hour, you've had a decent rest already. If you want to recover your hit dice at this point, and you're feeling pretty good. And it's pushing into now the early evening at this point, 6, 7 o'clock. Your stomachs are filled and you are feeling good.
Now the question is, do we go as Timmy? Do we go as the Baron?
Yes.
Well, I had a
I think-
question for Matt. Can we see the underground? Like, does it open at all while we're in this
Oh
inn?
yeah.
As you're watching, no, it doesn't seem to be open at this point. It seems to be completely shut up at this
Can I
at this point.
ask the innkeeper, I guess, or the barkeep, and does it open? Are they closed for good? Is anyone ever over there?
Oh, hello there, honey. Well, the thing is, we haven't seen no JP Francine around here for days. I mean, he hasn't opened his shop in several days. I mean, he left many days ago for the tri-decade celebration, but he hasn't been back in these parts. At least we haven't seen the shop open. I don't know if he's come back to the city, but yeah.
He had no one runs the shop when he's away.
Apparently, he had word sent that it was to be shuttered for a few days. I don't know the reasons, but.
How is Matt? How is the? I mean, we get the tiefling into the room. Is she still comatose and still, or is she?
Still comatose, still cold. Yeah. Cold to the touch.
Okay.
She's not getting stiff, is she?
No, she's keeping the same kind of condition, but not improving, not worsening.
Okay.
Kind of like in stasis, like.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
Oh, yeah. What's that prevent death spell?
Spare the dying.
Oh yeah.
Spare the dying.
I mean, she's not unconscious. She's just weak, right? I mean, she has a pulse.
She has a very
Right?
weak pulse.
Very faint
yeah,
pulse.
Yeah, very faint, but utterly unresponsive.
All right. Well,
So about me going as Tim, we don't know what everybody here knows of the events in the past week. My worry is that they know that he died, that Tim is no longer among the living.
Oh yeah,
Because
word reached them.
Why don't you go as JP Franzine?
I guess you could say.
How
faked
tall
his
was JP
death.
Franzine?
He
Taller,
was
quite a bit
much taller than you are. Yeah,
Because I can
He's-
only disguise self for like a foot, and then if like they touch it, there's
Yeah.
nothing there. So
yeah,
'Cause
he's
who-
a
how
good 2 feet
How
taller
did
than you are.
Timmy, where did he die?
in
Throne
the
room.
throne room.
Killed himself trying to assassinate. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He tried to kill him. He tried to kill the king or the governor or whatever.
Serious?
Yeah.
Whoa. Spoilers. Yeah.
That was a big
Yeah.
episode.
Spoiler.
Jen
alert.
is
Oh,
yeah.
out of it. Jen is learning all this now for the first time.
I thought he was going after Melathon or somebody lower on the chain, but yeah, Tyrius makes sense.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah,
So would people actually know he was dead though?
that's
Maybe.
that's the question.
Maybe.
I mean,
If we go
Melith,
just two of us in there and they know and they take us, this could be a very dicey situation.
it would just be a matter of Melathon sending a message to the lady, and
And
that's
we don't
that,
know.
you know?
We don't know what side she's on. We don't know if she's 100% loyal to Synchari. And Phineas, you don't know. That's all we were going to talk to this lady. You don't
Is
know.
Phineas even around still?
Yeah,
Maybe
he's still
he-
there.
I think we're all just kind of having this conversation.
Maybe we need to send in Jen and Phineas because if she's working with Melathon, the word may be out. About us.
Do we need to go to all this trouble? Didn't Ildrox specifically tell us to come see her?
That's a good point.
Can't we just
Yeah.
name drop?
It's very true.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I suppose we could just go up to her. Why don't we just go up to her or try to get in and see her? And drop Ildrox's name.
Yeah, drop his
Yeah.
name, and he might let us right in.
He didn't give us any kind of passcode or anything, right?
No, he just sent you to Phineas and said that Phineas would get you to where you needed to go.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do?
I hope I know what you're going to do.
I'm going to send a message to Ildrox.
Oh, okay.
I have the capability now. I can do that. So I take out a big piece of copper wire,
Yep.
send a message to. Well, actually, I'll say to the group, like I'm going to message Ildrox and just ask.
What spell are you using?
Sending
Nice. Beautiful.
25 words or less.
Yep.
All right, somebody
Build,
count them.
critical roll.
Count them up, Trigo.
I mean, what do we want to ask him? Just does the lady know we're coming?
Are you asking him right
Yes.
now, or
I'm asking you. I'm asking the group.
Oh, yeah. Does the lady know we're coming?
I don't see how she could.
How trustworthy?
Can we trust her?
Yeah. Can we trust her? Fellas, anything? Paul,
Yes.
you're
Does she expect us? Can we trust her?
hmm
How much does she know?
how are you still alive? Did the big wyvern? What
You
was it
still-
called?
Yeah,
Was it a
the Dracolich.
Dracolich?
How you doing?
Okay.
Okay,
All right. I'm sending a message. Somebody count my words.
I got it.
It's Bolin. Reached Truhamn. Does the lady expect us? Can we trust her? Are you dead? From Dracolich.
6 words left.
Hope you're not dead.
Best to the fan.
Yep.
Peace.
Yeah.
There's a slight pause, and you hear suddenly a response. Poland, it is good to hear your voice. I am alive and well. The light always defeats the darkness. This is disturbing. The breach of the Syncharis. Protective shield. Hurry. Hurry in your task. The lady cannot be trusted, but neither can she be distrusted. Mention my name and offer her a reward. She may listen. And it trails off.
Alrighty then, that was dope.
All right, I'll tell that to the group.
So, not immediately distrusted. That's better than no, she can't be trusted.
So I think we should just go. Let's just approach her. You know.
Well, and we have another option that we're not really exploring here. Is we could just walk away. Go somewhere else.
And let evil triumph over good.
Is that what we're really doing? Matt, okay, so time out. How long do halflings live? Like 80
I've only
years,
got
90
like
years?
3 years left.
Yeah, it's like
I mean, halflings have several hundred years, I think.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's like, all right. Yeah, I suppose we could snuff out evil. But we
All
better
right.
get fucking paid for this and not get.
Groggle, what do you think?
Yeah.
What should we do, Groggle?
Timmy.
Timmy,
Go as Timmy.
you want me to go as Timmy?
I think so.
My vote is Timmy.
Like Groggle, you literally have only heard the name Timmy a few times. You've never met him.
Yeah.
Been in
I guess.
jail
That's
for
why
like
it'd be
a week or two.
it's a perfect Groggle response then. Just some
Timmy,
new
totally.
name. That's
Timmy.
right.
Timmy. Timmy.
Oh,
My vote is Timmy.
The layers
It's
of this
got-
campaign are amazing.
All gold up,
Got perfect upside, but a
no
lot of
downside at all.
Lots of downside, which is great.
So Phineas, where is this
I'm all
place
about the downside.
located? This lady.
Center of the city. We take the stairway down to the very center, and there you'll find the inn.
I have reservations about trying to pull one over on her. I mean, if we try to pull one over on her, she'll. Who knows? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm all for just the direct approach here.
The simplest approach is usually the best option. The less lying we have to do.
Yes, exactly. I think we should. do-
If I like,
Way
I'm
less fun.
assuming if you have experience in this, because I think we're kind of cut from the same cloth. The more you lie, the more you have to keep lying and keep lying.
keep track of it.
If you can get away with your con or whatever it is with the easiest possible way, even if you don't get as much, it's still better than ending up in a noose.
Well, we're not conning her out of anything.
Yeah, but we're still lying. We're
Because if Ildrox said to just tell her we were sent by Ildrox and offer her a reward, all we need is a reward.
right.
All right,
That's
so
what I'm thinking.
I pretty much, you know what? I'm done. I'm going. I'm just going to go to this place and I'm going to try to get in front of it. Anybody want to go with me? You can go with me.
Well, because I have an idea on how to get some reward for her.
But I mean, that's Ildrox is going to do that.
No, he said we should offer her a reward.
Well, we offer it, but we don't have it.
We can get it. Because
I am
there's-
going to stay. I'm going to stay here. You guys, I'm on board with
Okay.
whatever you decide. I'm going to stay. I'm going to consult with Lathander and see if he can offer me insight.
And also, we
into
should
this
have
wo-
at
into
least
this
one
tiefling.
person.
Oh,
One
good
person
idea,
watch the
because you still
tiefling.
have her to deal with.
So, Niv, what's
Okay.
your?
Well, because
So Caroline starts heading down. Bolin, you're going to stay in the room with the tiefling.
Well-
The rest of you.
Niv, should we follow Caroline?
BRB.
what I want to do is use my disguise kit to make myself look like JP Franzine
Okay.
and get the guards, maybe people in the inn, to help open
There we
JP
go.
Franzine's shop across the street.
Yeah.
And we can get all the fancy glass magical baubles we want and bring it to the lady.
Okay, Matt, question for you. Being with my background, like lockpicking and breaking into places, is it safe to assume that a place like JP Franzine is going to have magical protection?
It's likely. I mean, this is some valuable stuff.
Right, but JP Franzine himself didn't seem like he had any affiliation, like any magic abilities. It was all...
He had a bunch of magical trinkets, for sure.
Yeah, he had that orb that he used for the fights.
Yep. So he has at least some access to magical items. Whether or not he's a magic user himself, you don't know.
Because that's my one issue. Even if we do get the guards...
Well, you just made a good point. We don't need the guards because you're a locksmith.
Yeah, but I'm not
helping a poor
I'm not an expert at
shopkeep
unlocking.
Who has lost his keys get into his own establishment.
Yeah, but there's magic protection there too that we might miss. I'm all right with lockpicking, and I'm pretty good with finding traps. But if I will remind you, that almost led to my death, and I burned down a whole winery because I didn't find a trap.
I'm just gonna.
I see no downside.
All right, can you give Caroline?
So what's the plan here, guys?
Yeah, what is
Caroline's heading down already.
I'm
you know what? I got to go with my gut. I'm gonna follow Caroline.
Yeah,
like that's. We got to keep it
just
simple.
gonna go. If we ask her, like, we'll give you a reward, she's gonna tell us what it has to be.
Because we're going into like
you
a place
don't think
with a
we
bunch
should
of
just
ruins and
offer
shit.
her?
We can offer her whatever we find there, besides what we're looking for. We go there with our intention, our objective. Everything else we find is hers.
All right.
And I mean, like I say, everything with quotes, of course. Most of what we find is hers.
Right.
So Caroline, Trigo, Niv, Groggle, Jen, what are you guys doing?
I think the lady would be offended by my appearance, so I'm going to stay with the tiefling and the horses. And
I'll throw a couple extra silver to the table so they can keep drinking.
Okay.
Yep.
And Bolin, you're in the room with the tiefling at this point.
Yep, I'm gonna.
Yep.
I just
praying to Lathander.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Groggle,
what are you doing?
I'm going with.
Okay.
I
Niv?
really want to burgle some shit.
I love your idea, though. I mean, you can definitely try that.
That is a good idea, yeah.
Do you want to stay back and try to make your way into the underground?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
All right. It's probably best to...
I'm pissed at JP because I bet 30 platinum and I never got it back.
We're gonna get them.
So, Trigo, I'm wondering if Groggle, I'm wondering if the three of us might be too much. Maybe just Trigo and I go, and you can drink.
Would you like to sit and drink with Jen?
You can help me break
Did he freeze?
into the store next door. If you're up for smashing stuff.
Smashing stuff.
Ooh, like a smash and grab. Been a long time since I did a smash and grab.
Good old-fashioned smash and grab.
Eric, can you hear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you following the conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm Groggle. I'm going with.
All right.
All right.
So
Okay.
Caroline, Trigo, Groggle, you head down the stairs, and Phineas is leading you down the stairs at this point, and he brings you several flights down in front of this, exactly like was described to you, this incredibly large stone frame with this wooden door, two dragons carved out of it, breathing fire onto the door. And you're able to push your way through the door. And Phineas looks to you all and says, I'll just wait outside for you while you go and talk to the lady. And he stands outside.
Okay. And I'm in my finest regalia.
Yes.
I'm in full Baron mode.
The three of you push in through the large wooden door hung on the carved door frame and enter into an incredibly ornate space. There's gold leaf that's covering every inch of the walls and the ceiling that's hammered into patterns of waves on the ocean, like the undulating sea that you have this beautiful view of outside of the front windows. And from the ceiling hangs down hundreds of glass orbs, each of which has a lit candle inside of it, casting this golden glow down on the tables below. And on top of each of the tables, you see what looks to be these amazing handmade crystal centerpieces of various shapes, sizes, and colors. And the place is bustling with activity and life, though the noise level is still held to something of a low rumble. And directly in front of you is an ornate glass desk-like structure behind which stands an extremely tall male individual, what looks to be half human, half tabaxi, the kind of cat-like people. His cat-like eyes glowing this brilliant yellow, with his brilliant white teeth coming to points like fangs. A slight striping reminiscent of tiger stripes colors his face and his skin, sticking out of his brilliant orange robe. He eyes you all up and down suspiciously as you approach. I would kindly request your reservation name and confirmation number. His eyes still looking suspiciously at you.
I kind of like lift up my hand with my signet ring on it and kind of touch my chin, just to make it like so we can see it. And I said, my good man, we have no reservations. We are here to see the lady on business.
May I say who is inquiring of her?
My name is Trago Tanglewood, and these are my associates. And we come with word from a mutual friend in brain farting on the city. Theondir?
Theondir, yeah.
Theondir, I'm sorry.
And what is the name of your friend that you are mentioning?
How far away are we?
From him?
Yeah.
You're a good 10 feet away.
I'd walk up to him.
I'm gonna. Can I cast my message and just message him, Ildrox? Because I can whisper it. I don't want anybody else to hear.
Yep.
I just Ildrox.
You see his cat-like ears perk up, and he looks directly into your eyes, Trago. Wait here, please. I must run this by Lady Erftips. You see him walk through the room to the furthest corner that's raised up several levels. He climbs a set of stairs before coming to a single round table where there sits what appears to be a single woman. He leans down and says something to her. She responds in turn and dismisses him. Slowly, he returns back down the stairs with the same aristocratic air which he left, and quickly returns to where he had left all of you. What may I have the pleasure of serving you this evening? The lady has allowed your entrance and requested your presence at her table. He pulls out a slip of paper to take your drink order and gestures towards her.
I will have a red wine, if you will. Not too dry, not too sweet.
I'm
fine. I don't need anything.
Very well.
Is it just the two of us? Groggle is with us.
Groggle's with as well, yes.
Groggle is with you.
Eric, are you following?
Mm-hmm.
Are you reading?
No.
What are you going to drink?
Ale.
Ale?
Very well, I will bring them to your table, he says, and he gestures for you to join the lady.
And Matt, while he's walking up to tell the lady, how far are we from the inn that we were? It's quite a ways.
Yeah, I mean, you guys walked quite a ways. So, I mean, you were in the top third of it when you started out, and then you went to about in the middle. So you're quite a ways away.
More than a couple hundred feet.
More than a couple hundred feet, absolutely, yeah.
I'm just gonna give Caroline a knowing glance back. There's nothing I can do. But I'm talking about all the glassware.
Yes.
In the building. Tim, as a side note, what level is that sending spell?
3.
Okay.
All
right. Yeah. I guess we just follow up.
Yeah. I'll hang back. I'll let those two go in front, but I'll kind of keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Walking a little bit behind them.
And I'm giving the air of like sophisticated superiority. I'm going full on like I'm better than everybody in here. Kind of walk and
I've got my hood up and I'm just kind of being very observant.
Groggle strides his way through, I think, quite confidently, I would imagine.
Yep.
You make your way through the restaurant to the stairs. You climb up to the top level, and there, sitting at the far end, is an older, beautiful woman, adorned in an elegant black evening gown with pearl jewelry adorning her neck, a warm but still odd expression on her face. Please excuse me for not rising. My aching body has been giving me a bit of trouble these past few days. Please have a seat. And she gestures for you to sit down. At this point, your drinks have arrived there. Okay. And he sets down a bottle of the finest in Vino Veritas, giving you a wink and saying, there are not many of these left, so enjoy.
Yeah.
And another side note, as we're walking up, was the server guy, was he with us, or we were walking up alone?
You're walking up alone.
Okay, I'm going to kind of turn to Groggle and say, no violence, no killing, that will come, but if we die here tonight, we don't get any more fun up north. I have your word.
No.
We do not fight here until I say so. Groggle?
I don't acknowledge that.
Right.
Suggestion noted.
Yeah, okay. So,
Okay.
I bow and say, no need to apologize. And are there open seats there?
There are, yes. Yep. All around this table.
And then I will, I'll sit down and I'll introduce myself. I'm Tragon Tegawood. As I said, coming with grave words and a mission of utmost importance. And these are my associates, Groggle and Caravan.
Ew.
Interesting names. I never imagined I would see you here. You do, in fact, fit the description perfectly. Tell me, are you sent here on an errand from Melathon, or any of the Sons of Silus? Tell me quickly.
Ooh. And here, by Melathon? Is that what she said?
Yeah.
From Melathon, or any of the Sons of
Melathon.
Silus, have they sent you here?
No, absolutely not. No, we are here on...
We are here on word from Ildrox himself. Ildrox.
Indeed. Franzine had warned me about you. He said that you were a violent and unpredictable bunch. Your descriptions match it perfectly. He told me all about that evening in the overhead. He has been pretty spooked since then. But he also told me that you had been traveling with my bard. And at this, she goes strangely silent. Yes, I am Lady Dreldan, the patron of Mr. T. Fizzlebottoms, finest bard in all of Theondir, finest bard in all of Truhamn. But that is why you can imagine my surprise and my horror when I received word that he had joined the forces with the Knot and was responsible for the assassination of Tyrius. That he had been killed in the attack, yet that the other assassins had somehow escaped. Not in a million years would I have guessed that Timmy could be capable of something like that. My grief, however, quickly turned to fear. For if Melathon or the Sons of Silus were able to identify Timmy, they would surely trace him to me. And frankly, I am not sure that I am prepared to fight off accusations of having any involvement in the horrific events of the tri-decade celebration. And that is why I must once again inquire. She glances slowly to her left and to her right as you now see several guards, hands on swords, beginning to surround the table.
Great idea,
I must
Paul.
inquire whether you are here on an errand of Melathon or the sons of Silus.
So I'm gonna lean into her and say, "Milady, let me be completely and 100% clear with you. We are not here on the word of Melathon. I am personally, in fact, sworn to take him down in the worst possible way I can. But to do that, I have to help Ildrox save the city from Melathon. And to do that, he sent us on an errand, a quest of, if you will, of the utmost importance. What happened to Tyrius was a travesty and a horrible event. And Timmy, while I still don't quite understand what happened, we were framed for what happened, and now we are trying to make things right. And I swear on my tribe that we are here to save this country, to save this city, and to save Theondir. And we need your help to do it. We looked to you. We had hope for you back when we were in Theondir. Everything went to crap then. Now we turn to you again because this is when you can really step up and help us.
Dragonborn, you speak well. Indeed, sent by Ildrox, as you say. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
All right.
The good thing we didn't go as Timmy.
Yeah. That would have been fucking amazing.
I got a 13.
That would have been awkward.
13. She eyes you down again, still a bit suspicious, but she gestures for her guards to step back a bit, less intimidating. They release their hands on their swords, and she turns once again.
Before she starts talking again, I say, and let me show you something that may sway you even more, and I'll pull out the amulet I have, and say that I've been using this to ward off the undead, and help us and help everybody. I hope this will show you how serious I am.
She reaches out and slowly places her hand close to the amulet, if you allow her to.
Yes, I will.
She touches it and closes her eyes. Ildrox, I have had a long history with. I understand his peril. I understand that Melathon has perhaps not been kind to the Synchari in recent days.
I understand that.
I would be willing to help you, but of course, I am a businesswoman, and I do need assurance of payment.
This we can make happen. Ildrox is basically our benefactor, which means, as far as I'm aware, that you would have access to his resources, and we can bring back what we find on our quest. Do you know what our quest is?
I do not.
And I think it's best to keep it that way. So the lady, if presented with any uncomfortable questions, doesn't have to lie about it.
What is it that you need of me?
We need passage on a ship to the north. And I'll give her, because Chad does not remember the actual vague details, but I will give her the vague details about where we need to go, about where we need to be dropped off, because I don't remember exactly. But I'm not going to give her, I'm not going to tell her what we actually need to do, obviously.
My transports rarely, if ever, make it that far north. Do you have anybody, a guide who can help you?
I wonder who that could be. Maybe
we may have one
a
person
stump arm.
that we
Go that way.
has been a who has sailed, and we believe has sailed the regions that we need to traverse. But what we really need from you is a ship and safe passage to and from
To and from, yep.
our destination.
if you have a guide, then I do have a transport, but I need an assurance from Ildrox. I will have my understudies contact him tonight. And if you are good on your word, you will have a ship tomorrow morning ready for you.
Milady, this is very good news. You bring us much more hope. I know that once you hear back from Ildrox, your concerns will be taken care of. The one question I have for you is, have you heard of anybody else, any other groups heading north or in search of anything, or any other intelligence that we should be aware of? Anything's movement in the hinterlands or what have you, where we need to be concerned?
Not that I'm aware of. Things have been moving quickly now since the assassination. The military is on the move. I have sensed, though, that the waters from the Caravan continent are being stirred. There's much happening there. There's word of ships coming. Whether they're heading north or south or to the continent or to the island, I have no idea.
Shit, okay. What kind, do you know from where? What do you mean? What ships?
The sons of Silus have been preparing, as I've understood, for an onslaught from the Aldaen allegiance. King Fellowind is mounting some sort of naval exercise. What that entails, I do not know.
Okay.
But I would encourage you to be careful on your journeys.
Can we trust in your discretion, your secrecy around this alliance?
If your word is good about Ildrox, if the information we receive is good, then your journey is secret with me.
Are we alone with her right now, Matt?
Yeah, around this room. Well, the guards have backed up, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna lean in and, my lady, I just may be presumptuous, but if it were to come to that, would assuming that your allegiance lies with Governor Tyrius be far from the truth?
Tyrius was a good man. More than that, I cannot say.
Okay.
I have a question. We came across an unconscious tiefling. We don't know how to take care of her, and we feel that she may have some information that may be of use to us, or that do you have anyone that would be able to help us care for her, or at least take a look at her?
Does she require medical attention?
Yes, we believe she does.
We have hospitals, we have medical staff in this city. If it is of magical means, I'm unfortunately unable to address that. That is beyond my scope. I am but a businesswoman.
Okay.
We will look into that ourselves then, my lady.
Very well.
As far
I will contact Ildrox tonight, and if you are good on your word, then you will have transport tomorrow. Come to the harbor base. Come to Wharf 94 tomorrow at sunup, and inquire after Captain Gruloth. Bring your guide with you. Gruloth Trongold is his name, and I will send word ahead informing him of your arrival and our agreement, if your agreement is good, if you are good on your word. If not, expect the military to meet you instead.
Okay, thank you, Melody.
And as a sign of my goodwill, I would be happy to provide you with lodging for the evening at this establishment, if you would so desire it. I'm sure that you will find our rooms far above any standard with which you are familiar. Taberan at the front desk, who you have met, will make the arrangements for you.
We already have... Well, I mean, we can, but...
Thank you, my lady. We will take that into consideration, and we may be returning here shortly. One last question. We are heading into what I understand is to be a rather cold environment. Will clothing and proper gear be provided for us, or is that something we will need to provide on our own?
I can inform the ship to have supplies for the journey. It will be approximately a 3-week journey, so you will need many supplies.
3 weeks?
Is that
16 years?
3 weeks? 3 weeks via.
It'll be 65 by the time we finish this journey.
There's also the narrative trick of skipping many weeks in one beat.
Is that the 3-week journey, the ship
Total?
to where we're going to be landing? Just
Correct.
3 weeks.
Assuming that you are going to where I'm assuming you. Yeah, you told her where you were going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like where we're going to be docking, and I didn't tell her I didn't want to tell her where we're actually going to travel to.
Right.
I don't
But
remember.
the island, the name of the island itself. Yeah.
And we actually told that, Matt, like how far of a trek it is. So we'd be able to gauge, because we're going to need to go get clothes and shit now. We'd be able to gauge what we need. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that should be no problem. You can get all the supplies you need. You get plenty of clothing, and you have enough money to be able to get that. And this ship will be fully stocked and
All
supplied
right.
for the journey, so that shouldn't be a problem.
In that case, I look over at Caroline first. I'll stand up and stretch out my hand and thank you, milady. We have work that needs to be done this evening, and we may return for the evening's lodging, but I cannot guarantee that as to the preference of our compatriots. But we will be at the docks tomorrow morning at sunup.
Very well. And she snaps her fingers, and the guards help her to her feet. They begin to escort her out of the back door, and she turns to you with one last word. Sleep well, my adventurers. And she departs from the door, leaving you there.
Okay. All right, well, we should head back.
I grab the bottle of wine and I start walking away.
I'll go grab your ale.
You guys make it back to Sheffer's retreat. And at this point, it is getting late at night. You come back and you find that Jen has been thoroughly inebriated at this point from all the money that you left him at the bar.
Nice.
Bolin is still in trance, praying. You don't see Niv anywhere in sight. He seems to be out and about in the city at this point. But it's getting late at this point, and you feel as if you need to get some rest before the day. Is there anything else you'd like to do before you call it a night?
I think we should go in shifts because.
Well, I was going to say I want to go case JP Franzine's place to see if I can find Niv. Because I'm assuming he's out trying to burgle. And I need to go find him.
And sure enough, I mean, if you walk back towards the underground, you are able to see a figure who looks something like JP Franzine standing outside of the building.
Yeah,
Is
so,
okay. Do you need to go do stuff with Dan now, or? Are you
Oh, I
gonna
mean, I
actually
can.
try to- Dan, were you going to actually try to burgle his place?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll say this, that as you are trying to get in, I don't know how do you want to try that, Niv?
Well, because there's guards in town. Are they military or are they like local guards, police?
They're local guards. Yeah, local guards.
Okay.
More like a police force.
So, and how well known is JP?
I mean, he's pretty well known in the city. I mean, he makes a lot of good stuff. So yeah, he's pretty well known.
So I would be able to convince some local rube sheriff that I am him, and I've lost my keys at the tri-decade celebration. I mean, with everything that was going on, I must have just misplaced them.
Yeah.
And so I need some assistance getting back into my business.
I love this idea. So I mean, I will say absolutely. I mean, you're able definitely to convince them of this. I mean, you're able to give a convincing presentation, and you're able eventually to find something of a locksmith to help you open this place, and they're more than happy to let you back into your residency there, your shop. So more or less, you have free reign at all the wares.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
So the first thing I want to try and find is if he's got any stores of peridot dust.
Give me an investigation check real quick.
Well, this could be a huge score.
Yeah.
Where did my... Oh, it's right in front of me. Investigation, you said?
Yep.
I am going to use a luck point and re-roll that. Yeah, 22.
22. You come across, strangely enough, in the back of the building, a glass case, and there you see a pile of these glass figurines with a thick line of green in them, very similar to the egg that you had. I mean, there's at least 35 of these small figurines.
Holy crap.
Made out of glass with this green line shooting through the middle of them.
But there's no loose peridot dust anywhere.
No, not that you saw.
Okay.
Only encased within the glass wares.
Okay. How heavy are they? Can I take all of them?
You would be able to put them in a pouch. Yeah, they're not that heavy.
Yeah, so I'm going to take all of those.
Wow.
Okay, right in your inventory, 35 small glass figurines with a line of peridot dust in them.
How are they not going to break? Is my question.
They're magic, bro.
Quality stuff.
Quality.
And are they all eggs, or are they just...
No, they're various
Horses
figurines, like
and
small
people.
people and animals, like horses and other objects. But all of them have the same eerie greenish line through the center.
Okay. And then is there, like, I don't know if they have cash registers, but hard currency around?
In your investigation, I mean, you came across where the money would be stored behind the counters, but it seems like all the cash has been taken out.
Okay.
When the store's been closed.
And you said there were stairs going down. There's no stairs up?
No, stairs do not go up, only down.
Okay. I want to go down there and see what's downstairs.
Okay, you head down these stairs, and you twist around and come out into what is a sort of dimly lit cavern with gravel and dirt sand on the floor in a ring that wraps around the room. In the center of the ring, you see an orb, a clear orb, almost identical to the overhead. And it appears to you like he's got another fighting ring, this time underground instead of overhead.
Does he have the potions there?
Potions are not there, no.
Damn.
It's just the table, the orb, and the fighting ring. The orb is giving out a slight glow.
And that's...
But yeah.
Oh, I probably don't want to touch it. But the orbs were
Yeah,
it was
you would've
big.
been screwed.
It was big, right?
Yeah, the orbs were huge. Yeah, I mean, you're
Okay.
talking like, yeah, huge. You wouldn't be able to pick those up.
It was gone out of the plane of existence.
Never
to
to be seen
return.
again.
So there's
Yeah.
no currency.
How do you feel about playing a tiefling?
So then, and that's all there is downstairs, just the
That's all
fighting
there
ring?
is, yeah.
Okay, so I'll go back up. And is there any non-magical trinkets and stuff that just look expensive?
There's beautiful glass, yeah, all over the place. Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful glass stuff. You pick up some of them, and they have some various names on them, even imprinted on the bottom. One, for example, is the Enchanted Sea. You have another one called Life Force, Gemini's Return, and underneath each one of them, the names is also printed JP Frenzine into it. So it's signed by him himself.
Man, we are just royally screwing this guy left and right every time.
He's gonna be the
time we
big
see
bad
him.
guy.
Yeah, he's gonna be the epic boss at the end of the campaign. He'll turn out to be.
You stole my
So-
glass, you
Yeah.
bastard!
Yeah. Do I want to make it look like? I don't think I do. So I want to take just a few from like the front area,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
enough that you would immediately notice.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if that's 4
Okay.
or 5, whatever. Just
Yeah, you can pick up those. You can pick up the 3 of them: Enchanted Sea, Life Force, and Gemini's Return.
okay.
What about obviously this is meta, but I mean, his other place, he had like an office where he kept a lot of private stuff. I don't know. Has Niv gone there?
That office was located in when you went up the stairs. But that's there's nothing of that sort here.
Yeah, there's no upstairs at this.
It's only the downstairs to the basement.
What were those inscribed with again? Enchanted Sea.
Enchanted Sea, Life Force, and Gemini's Return. Beautiful pieces. I'm sure they're worth quite a bit.
But that Peridot's worth a lot.
And was there a
Especially the
set of
Ildrox.
spare keys by chance hanging anywhere in there?
No, there was no keys there.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so then
What stores
want-
are on
I'll-
either side of his store? Do we know?
There was, I mean, you're quite close. The Shepherd's Retreat is quite close, but you have also the Town's Gowans is right next door. The clothing store.
Right.
I will leave with those figurines, and I won't, because is there a back door or anything?
Nope, there's only this one entrance, and then the basement door. It gets carved out of the stone, so there's not much you can do with as far as back doors.
Okay, I will not relock the door.
Okay.
As I leave.
Okay.
And then
you're heading back to the Shepherd's Retreat then.
Is there no one else? Anyone else around?
I mean, there's people walking around in the evenings, but they don't think anything of you. It looks like you're a storekeeper leaving his store.
Oh, right. But is there an alley or anything that I can sneak into?
I mean, everything's just like straight up in front. So there's just basically the stairway leading in front of these shops. There's no alleys built into them.
So I don't want to go back in. So I don't want to go back into the inn looking like Franzine.
No.
So I'll wander around until I can find.
Take a long walk. Eventually, you're able to find some niches and things behind pillars and other things. Some of the ornately carved storefronts that you'd be able to just drop your disguise.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. And then I'll go back to the inn.
Okay. So you guys are preparing for a good night of sleep. And Caroline, you mentioned that you wanted to maybe take turns. Is that right?
Yep.
Take watches. So, Caroline, which watch are you taking?
I can take the first one.
Okay. So Caroline takes the first watch. The rest of you, I assume, climb into your beds and getting some much-needed sleep.
Do we need,
while Caroline
Matt,
stays awake. Yep.
Do we need to go get supplies and stuff for our actual trek once we get off the ship? Do we need to get like the clothes and stuff before that, or can we do that before we go meet in the morning?
She said that
you can.
She said she was supplying all that stuff.
She'd supply you with.
She would supply
anything.
with everything.
The ship will be stocked with the supplies you need. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't need to get
if
clothes
you're good on your word.
or no clothes or anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you all settle into your rooms for some much needed sleep. The linens are fairly fresh. The beds are soft and warm. Caroline, you stay awake for the first watch. The rest of you fall asleep. Nothing eventful happens. Who's taking the second watch?
I can.
Okay. Bolin takes a second watch, and Caroline, you go back to sleep. And all of you sleep pretty well. Bolin, while you are sitting there, you see now the tiefling's chest begin to raise up and down as there's some breathing coming into her lungs that you haven't noticed before. And once again, in your ear, you hear this voice. Help me, please. Help me. Your ring glowing. And as you sit there, you notice also next to you, sleeping, Caroline's amulet is also glowing. The rest of you have drifted off into a deep sleep. Everyone, that is, except for Caroline. Caroline, as your consciousness begins to fade, your mind is gently whisked away to a place that is all too familiar to you. A quaint, and beautiful village that you have long called your home. Dragonborn after dragonborn pass one another in the city square, a sense of joy and peace permeating the air amidst a sense of celebration. In the gathering in the city, in the center of the square, you catch a glimpse of a sight that makes your heart leap. Your mother and father, along with all of your siblings, are gathered there. Laughter and song float up to your ears. A sense of warmth comes across you as you drift into deeper sleep. And after a few minutes, your vision shifts as you pull away from the village and up to the surrounding hills. There, you catch sight of something else that is all too familiar to you. A lone dragonborn sitting around a fire in meditation. Although its dark cloak covers its face, you immediately recognize yourself, or at least the dragonborn that you were years before you set out on your present quest. You sit there in peace, the stillness seeping into your soul as the heat from the fire warms your body. The fire flickers ever so slightly. You open your eyes to see, just as the fire in an instant is entirely extinguished, as if a breath of cold death had blown across it. And suddenly, your heart racing, you jump to your feet and turn around just as you're struck by a horrific force that freezes your muscles, leaving you paralyzed for the moment. All around you, you feel a deathly cold as you see before you a specter-like figure emerge from out of the rock face behind you. A dark figure adorned with a black cloak comprised of 1,000 screaming faces and wearing a silver crown upon its head. With a burst, it flies directly at you, shrieking in horror as it grabs your head between the palms of its hands. A shooting pain runs through your mind as you feel your consciousness begin to fade. Everything goes black as your eyes roll into the back of your head, only to snap back in place again, this time glowing in radiant red. The sickly lips of the figure begins to move, releasing a horrific, shrill voice, a female voice that shakes the ground beneath you. Now, it is time for you to carry out your task, my unwilling servant. And with that, the specter draws forth an amulet, an all too familiar amulet, and places it around your neck. Now go, with haste. Immediately, the cloaked dragonborn takes off in a deathly sprint, racing down the hill towards the village, his radiant red eyes full of hatred and scorn. He charges into the center of the village, the amulet around his neck. The other dragonborns gathered there leap back in surprise and fear as you drop to your knees and thrust the amulet onto the ground. A blast of death and darkness spreads through the village. Dragonborn after dragonborn collapse in agony, their scaly skin peeling off of their bones. And through the agonizing screams of the dying dragonborn, one voice is heard above all. Well done, my unwilling servant. And that is where we will end for tonight.
What?
Motherfucker.
I fucking killed my own tribe?
Way to go.
Yeah.
Ah.